centre line at a 5.2 at the 8th. Is that 100 odd mile an hour? So when he got off it,
certainly had a bit of a shake, didn't it? Once it got out.
And that car, no doubt, it would be having to do probably 100. Actually, I'd like to see the increments for that. What he was doing at the half track for the last one, it'd be pretty high. But that was impressive there, Pete. That he wasn't so let's have a look on the replay. Watch. Pete says no. Hello. No. I'm on a solo. I'm on a solo. Don't need to be a hero. I'm just going to come back to the main game. So that means that is our super comp round out of the road. So we are moving into the next round, round 4. It is getting tougher and tougher and tougher every time, Wade.
Yeah, it is indeed. So we started with around 37 juniors. We're down to almost our semi-finalists, and then our finalists to come later tonight. Go to the brackets. So always well supported at the top of those brackets as well. Being the juniors, continue to come in as that new drivers that day.
And we mentioned that the amount of junior races in the field, you come along to a winters, you get 80, in a field, and it's like, you think it's a knockout competition. How hard is it going to be? That is how hard it is.
Similar locally, but it's usually upwards of 25, 27 vehicles, just a little bit.
People got to catch you guys stay at home for change or something, I'm sure. So Carlos Harvey gets the distinct advantage of having a solo run. So Carlos in the Urasa Factory Junior, it's an 8 Junior, so an 8-1-0 dialing for Carlos. Carlos will test that. Oh, I tell you what, goes smack on that dialing with an 810 on an 810 at 81 miles an hour. Carlos Harvey.
You know where he goes, if you talk smack about my round, you can't go. I'm letting you talk smack about the dialing.
How good was that? 810 on 810 for the one. Carlos. That is a shame. So Dakota Bray up against Zane Condello. 797 dialing for the 8 Junior of Bray. An 811 for the New South Wales man. But here's the thing, Zane has that number 1. So if they win a number 1, you know they're back at heat. The Fine Line Motorsport New South Wales car, the Swift Transport Brisbane car. Let's see how great we go. Will Dakota out for the Wayne Condello. Wayne's takes.
Here's the big question
so much work in here. So it's been a long haul already to get just And no, you can't. An 8.22 on the line for Zane Condello will go through to the next round. A 799 on a 797. With Dakota putting a 265 up there on the tree. Is it probably wrong?
No, you can see the 822 on the right look at the same, so he's going to take off the dial there, but he gets the whole shot man, all the reaction time, and picks up with the box seat.
Make that number 1. That number 1 easily. Someone could knock you off that number 1. So next again to the 8 Junior race with an 805 dialing. The Mick King Transport 8 Junior. Cody Simac from Munruben and Jackie Israel Racing 860 Junior. So an A and a B might maybe change the dial in for the next round. But Cody Sedmak sadly finished the campaign on a red light, but has had an 862 and an 860, has had a good campaign. And as I said, any of the racers who got this far, they've really worked very hard to get to that far.
Yeah, 100%. There was plenty of cheers from behind Nixon's crew as well. They were happy that the win light was turned on.
Why wouldn't you be happy at this time of the afternoon on this beautiful, clear sky at Willowbank Raceway? And we know what's coming. We know we are only 2 categories away from seeing something very loud and very exciting. We're going to get our boys back on the bike. About another 2 categories, another 1 category pretty well timed. And then we're going to do a little bit of track prep. We are going into some more Nitro.
Yeah, we spoke about it yesterday too, Cody, but it's not often here at Willowbank we get to see Nitro at night time. Candles lit, so it's always exciting when the Nitro Circus comes into town. You get to see exactly that. Of course, the Winter Nationals here in June, but we run that predominantly through the day. And
it's never a night-time event. It's just a dust. Nitro dust. So here we go. This is Superstan in the Rocket Lane in the Aussie Kids Shed. An 864 for Matthew. Ace Edwards, a 1004 in the Coochie Hydro Green Pontiac. I think it's the first time I've seen Ace in this speedplay lane, to be honest.
yeah, 100%. Well, he's $500 richer as well, thanks to Tile Code, the shower feature. And the quickest reaction time of round 1 of racing with a 005. Can he do something similar here against Matthew Barron?
Attention is palpable out there online. Look at that. We know what Matthew's like. We know what Ace is like. Well, Ace is going up. I'm in. Will he make the most of it? Will he grab onto that Pontiac? He most certainly will. 865. So the Coochie Hydro Green car will be heading out home. Matthew Barron and the Aussie Devs will be back.
Yeah, it was tight, Terry, but I'll tell you what, Ace, he did. He wasn't going to let was he?
Oh, no.
He wasn't going to lose by lifting.
He says, no, I'm here to play the game. Now here it is, what a couple of tough forwards on the line. Robert Carlin from Noble Park in Victoria, Sean Dolan from Brazil here at Ipswich, and the Lockyer engine reconditioning board, the Bob Bolden Ford, 9. He certainly looks it, but he's gone too fast. A 989 on a 989. The Victorian's coming back. The Victorian is coming back to play.
It's Terry coming forward, Wayne Hyatt for the Boss Hoses in the Toyota. Phil Hilton in the Tirana. He's in the Rocket Lane over towards the grassy hill. Wayne's been having a pretty good day, but a little tough defender over there.
So a half a second chase pretty well. Hyatt will be chasing Phil Hilton, but if Phil cuts a light, and he cuts a light, he has cut a couple of breaker lights already over the weekend. He could really give Wayne something to think about. But maybe Wayne won't. Wayne will just race his own race and stuff. 0.32 for Wayne Hyatt. Let's see if Wayne can make the most of it. He most certainly. Sadly, and the 1095 and a 982 is nowhere near representative to how consistent that has been this weekend.
100% Terry, but if you can't win, be spectacular. And Phil was with that little bit of a wheel stand, wasn't there?
Not like the old days, when you put it like in a 45-degree angle with tail thing. So Alan Hutchin and in the rule Rain and Air 4 up against Dean Salmon. because Dean Salmon has gone under his dialing with a 994 on a 999, but a 956 on a 956. You cannot get any better than that. Thank you, Mr. Alan Hutchin.
They're turning it on in Super Sedan, Terry. It was the reaction times with the stars yesterday, but today they're bang on the dial-ins.
How good is that? We've seen a few in the last few rounds there have gone smack on their dialing. So when we talk about bringing your A game, they most certainly have brought their A game to Willowbank this afternoon.
Yeah, 100%. So just a big shout out as well, of course, our Sportsman categories are brought to us by Aeroflow Performance, the Aeroflow Performance National Sportsmanship campaign. And look, we've got a bit of a break in proceedings here. Beautiful sunset at Willowbank Raceway, but it's time for us to pay some bills. We'll be back with more on-track action here at Willowbank Raceway for New Year's Nitro.
Đấy.
Live from Willowbank Raceway. This is the National Drag Racing Championship. It's round 2 of Top Field, round 2 of X-Pro Nitro Funny Car. We're heading into round 2 of racing for the evening. Quick update on how the points and everything else is looking at the halfway point of the night. And the big talking point, definitely Steve Reed taking down the points lead at Phil Reed, but unfortunately it has come at a cost. And for fans of the POM returning to National Drag Racing scenery this weekend, unfortunately this car is going to be parked for the night, and it's due to the huge fire that we saw from earlier this evening. And the reason was that ultimately it lifted the manifold away from the supercharger, and that huge amount of fuel and oil got out, causing the big fire, which made a huge mess of everything behind the motor. They've been chasing some fuel pressure issues with this car, which is ultimately what's led to that fire. So let's look at some broken and burnt bits, shall we? Starting with the parachutes, we saw them actually burning a hole through those parachutes when that car was going at about 400 kilometers per hour down through the deep end. The parachutes are done. Now that is something that is replaceable with this car. They do have actually 3 motors for the car. What they don't have is a spare wiring harness that can essentially get everything back together spark-wise. So we'll go around this side, past the supercharger, and I'll show you a few of the more mechanical bits that were broken on this car as well. Surprisingly, I thought that the block and the cylinder heads would be in a little bit worse way, but when you come down and you actually have a look at the exhaust valves on this car, that's about as bad as it got mechanically in terms of engine damage. So 1 broken exhaust valve, 2 broken exhaust valves, and they've just slightly torched the cylinder head as well. Given how big that fire was, I thought it was going to be a lot worse than that. If you come down to the manifold, you can see exactly how this damage wasn't any worse, because the safety precautions inside the manifold have really done their job. We heard about that earlier in the evening. So with this Mickey Thompson pit report presented by Aeroflow, what a great chance to check out exactly how they've worked. Starting with these burst panels that sit at the front. Now when you get all that manifold pressure from the supercharger and it's too much, it's got to go somewhere. So the first port of call is those little burst panels. We heard a little bit about that in that round 1 of racing, and when they have gone, if there's still too much pressure, it's actually going to break these aluminium bolts away as well. So that is what connects the supercharger to the manifold. and there's no better way to get rid of all that pressure than completely separate the two, one from the other. But like I mentioned, the real problem with this car is the environment. And then one car we're having to withdraw from the rest of the evening. I'm going to go cutting through the crowd. Hello everybody, good to see you at the track here tonight at Willowbank. And the end result is that we've got 4 cars left in the field, and all 4 of them can still make the A final. Now that is a very unusual set of circumstances, and I'll touch on how that's all played out in a moment. But we'll first come down and check out the Premier High team. This car has already done a fire up, already ready to get towed back to the staging lanes. So that's pretty good news, which is extra impressive because that engine is not the engine that was in it for the first round of racing. And it was because they torched a cylinder on this car and decided there was just too much little bits and pieces of metal all through the engine. It's safer to just change out the entire block and everything else. So the old block's down there, new block ready to go, car's been fired up. As you can see, mechanics don't look too fast down here at the moment. That means the fire must have gone well, and that car is ready to get back out on the racetrack. So well done to the crew from Premier Hire. Chatting to Tim Adams, the crew chief on that car. It's just got too much mumbo. That's the problem. They cannot get this car at the moment to just calm down for the racetrack and the conditions. Even all the testing that they did was on worse conditions than they've had here today. But despite that, they cannot seem to get a handle on the racetrack. Here's a race car driver ready to go to battle. You look like a race car driver, Phil Reed. Unfortunately, we didn't see you get the win light in that first round. Can you give us a bit of an idea as to what went wrong?
Spat a spark plug out on the start, like just off the line, and then we dropped the cylinder. So what happens is you need the horsepower to keep ahead of the clutch. If you haven't got the horsepower, the clutch will grab the motor, go 1-to-1 on the rear tyres. Too much for the track, smoke the tyres, which is what it did. So that's why I was pedaling and trying to catch Steve. But he went past me in a ball of flame, and yeah, unfortunately we didn't get the win. But we'll go out and give it a shot this time so we can win, get low E2 in the round, and make the A final.
That's the unusual scenario. We've got 4 cars left in this field, and all 4 can make the A final. So everything to play for right now.
Oh, 100%, man. It's all about those championship points too. You know, it's always in the back of your mind when you're coming here leading. You want to leave here leading, but you know they've closed the gap a little bit. But you know we'll fight like we always have done. Yeah, and got the eye on the main prize, Stanley Trophy.
Small timing issue before you guys fired that car up about 10 minutes ago. Did you get to the bottom of it?
Yeah, we just do preventive maintenance, so it wouldn't fire on one mag, so we just changed that, the mag, the coil, the points, the whole lot. Just look at the back of the shop. We haven't got time. They're calling us now. We're about to go out. So yeah, we just change everything and it'll be good to go. Fired up, fine. So yeah, we'll go out there and get after it and hopefully put on a good show for the crowd. It's starting to cool off, so the weathers are coming back to the tuners. Yeah, so hopefully my brother can get it right, make me look good, and yeah, I'll be kind of a big thing again. Go get him. Thank you.
Thank you. I can hear a car firing up down this part of the world, and I can see fans crowding around the Rapasada Autosport team, and they're about to take each other on. So all I do know at the moment is that one of the Rapasada cars will be in tonight's A final. And how about that beautiful sound of crackle of nitro? Have a look at the raw fuel up into the air and the smell of it down here as well. So it's fans crowd around the Rapasada team. We're going to take you behind the rope here on 7 Plus to get a bit of an idea exactly how this tune-up is looking. looks like maybe there's one more thing to do in this car before they send it out. Hey, great drive job in that first round of racing. You caught it before it went up into tyre smoke. What did you feel in the car, Damien, that made you know exactly what was happening?
Yeah, just felt a little vibration through my lower back, and then I felt the back come up, and I knew she was done. So yeah.
How'd the fire up go?
Yeah, good. Yeah, we obviously lost a bit of time out there with that oil down prior to our run, so we just thrashed it down to get out on time and keep everything moving ahead.
You and Noobs up against each other in round 2. What that does mean is that one Rapasada car is going to be in the A final tonight. Not impossible that you can both go through as well with the scenario. So how do you guys play that out as teammates?
We just go do our own races and that. So I'm better than Wayne, so I'm locked in for the final.
Your car's red, and red cars go fast. Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
We'll see if we can get a word from the teammate on the other side as well. Come on through. We'll peel our way to the other side of the pit area. The Rapasada pit is just absolutely huge, and the amazing work that they do to get 2 cars out on the racetrack. Sometimes they've had 3 or 4 cars in this operation as well. We'll go around this side and see if we can show you guys around the wing and down to the part of the car that took the most damage yesterday on the canopy. So this is a canopy car. Why is it called a canopy car? It's got this giant sort of Top Gun style jet canopy that zips over it. It's the only car in the field and the car in the country that actually has that. And yesterday we had such a big explosion from the engine on Wayne's car that actually damaged the fiberglass areas around the back of the car, which was a very unusual thing to see. So not only were they fixing the motor, and it was everything from the bottom to the top with that engine, but unfortunately had to spend quite a lot of time actually repairing the bodywork on this car as well, which is quite unusual. Now, it was one of the micrometers in the clutch that caused this to happen, and chatting to Santina Rapasada, it's such a tiny, tiny thing that can have ultimately very big repercussions for this car. So they did get to the bottom of where that leak was coming in the clutch, and ultimately that's what caused such a big detonation with that engine. But the good news is everything's ready to go, and one of those Rapasada cars is going to be heading through to the final. Didn't get a chance to see Wayne Newby. I get the feeling he's probably putting the race suit on. So why don't we duck over and check out what's catching up in the world of, thank you, X-Pro Nitro Funny Car. And we'll do a Mickey Thompson pit report on how the funny car drivers are faring. A little bit of an update on how they went earlier today. Justin Walsh, 5.14 seconds, picked up the win. Morris McMillan picked up the win as well with a 4.17 as the Premier team tow out to the pit area, ready to go. Outside of that, Josh Lay unfortunately got beaten by his teammate Josh McMillan. He laid down a 5.34, and Chris Stepanovic unfortunately no time recorded. Morris McMillan with a 4.17, Lay with a 5.34, and Stepanovic unfortunately didn't get a time recorded as the Phil Reed car is pushing back out into the tow area. We can catch up with maybe Morris at the front of the car here as he's working away. He actually has to tune both these cars as well as drive this car and beat his teammate earlier today. So a little bit crowded in here at the moment. Let's see if we can sneak in and find out what the go is. I can happily say that both of the teammate cars came back from that first round of racing without any real dramas, which is good news for these guys in their turnaround. So it's the same engine, it's the same supercharger, it's just about everything ready to go. Quick word, Mo, about getting back out there and ready to go. Happy with that first run?
Yeah, not bad. Considering the conditions, it was, pretty good actually. So, nicked the piston just about here, about 800 feet, so if we can clean that up, we should be on.
We're going to let you get back into it, not too far. You fired this car up, buddy?
Yeah, all fine. We just make it on the system, we're all ready to go, and we'll be on it.
Alright, bring it on. Thank you very much. Doing a great job shooting and driving. Let's see if we can work with the teammate who was, and I think maybe still is leading the championship as we arrive here at the big part of round number 2. Yes, he is. This car is actually all getting back together and ready to go. They're fresh off the wing at the Spring Nationals. Now, I think at the bottom of what came out of this car, I don't know if they put it back in the car, but it looks like it's in the area. Josh inside the race car, he didn't actually know much about that, and the team are getting ready to tow it out there. Josh will be getting his race suit on, so we might pop next door and have a quick chat to their neighbours to see how they're going. Watch your step there. We'll see with Justin Walsh's car. Any idea what the blower belt problem is?
Look, we're not really sure. Nothing stood out except for, possibly the boost spiked a little bit. And when the boost spikes, obviously the blower belt gets tighter, so therefore it starts to shred.
You look nice and comfy in there, mate, with your gas mark ready to go. You're going to fire it up one more time, I take it.
Definitely will be.
Right. Thank you very much. We might duck around the corner and check out the Chris Tabanovic car as well, just to complete this walk up and down the pits and get to all 9 of our Top Fuel and Nitro Funny Car entries. I've got the Valvoline body standing by. This is all ex-Rapisada gear, so it's good stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing them get this pass together. Now, what was the problem for these guys? It was actually the lay box, which is sitting at the front of the car. Tiny little electrical gremlin, which ultimately the car didn't know if it was needing full spark or no spark, and it was cutting in and out, which is why we saw this car going up and down in the revs and trying to lurch forward. So Chris did a really good job to, one, get that car stopped and shut off and stayed in his lane, but also got it back to a point where Justin Walsh could continue his pass as well. Now, I can see the team look like they're ready to fire up down here, which is even better news as well, because it means that we're going to be getting all cars, apart from Steve Reed, back onto the racetrack. So we started with 9, we've got 8, we've got 4 Top Fuel left, we've got 4 Nitro Funny Cars left, and we've got the second round of racing coming your way. And it's getting nice and cool here at Willowbank, so I get the feeling the times are going to be faster. Stick with us on 7 Plus.
Largest supplier of high-performance engine parts. Billman Performance Engines started as a machine shop assembling high-performance engines for customers' race cars back in 1976. Importing engine components began so Bill could test the latest parts direct from the USA and find out what was best. With this side of the business growing, we opened Performance Wholesale in 1986, supplying only the best components available. Performance Wholesale has grown from strength to strength over the years. It now boasts one of the best sales and technical teams in Australia, advising customers on the high-performance motorsport and racing gear requirements.
And temperatures absolutely perfect outside right now. In fact, the humidity's just gone up a fraction since we jumped back into the commentary box. The car's been towed towards the lanes. If you've just joined our coverage, it's time for a high-clink heads up at how it all went down earlier today here in the first round. Temperatures in the low 30s, and this was the start of the end for the Shivers team as Wayne Newby took down his first one of this season. Now 6-4. Now this is the big story of the night so far. On the left-hand side, Steve Reed, Phil Reed, drove this car out of that car shape, dropping cylinders. At the other end, it was an upset win by 0.09 of a second to Steve Reed. That car, unfortunately, is out for the night. Pete Shivers will be looking for redemption in the second round, which is not too far away. Damien Harris scoring the solo in the first round. Had to wait about 20 minutes to get that while we cleaned up the mess from the previous pass. And there is Pete Shivers getting prepared. A career that started here back in 2014 when he licensed at the Santos Super Thunder event at the Easter event, and now a former champion in the category and has cut many laps on this new surface that is Willowbank Raceway. And we'll get the solo for this one now with the news that Steve Reed will not contest the rest of this night. Too much damage for the Steve Reed Racing team. On the right-hand side is Phil Reed and the team getting ready for their matchup in this one here. So if you missed this, how it went down earlier from the top of the corporate facilities. An easy win there for Newby with Shivers doing that .001 red light his first one in a couple of seasons there. The beauty of this is he can come back again in the second round. This was the Reed versus Reed. Steve on the left, Phil on the right from the Christmas tree. And a spark plug torch in the Hydrolink car, but Steve Reed, big dramas for him as it tossed the belt and a big fireball for him at the other end of the track there. It parked just before the turnoff road, which held us up for quite a few minutes. Damien Harris had to wait as a number one qualifier. Felt that car go up into tire shake and instantly dived out of it. The uplift cranes car shutting down, but will match up against his Rapasada Autosport teammate here in the second round of competition as Chibris jumps in behind the wheel of the Premier High Newlon entry. Another round of competition to come up later tonight, as Chad Nalon mentioned during the Mickey Thompson pit update. Any one of these four can make it into the A final. That's how tight it is here tonight. The championship continues to change, with both Reed and Newby looking to square up here after the second round. And while these guys are getting strapped in, Nitro Funny Car are just about to tow around at round number one. McMillan taking on Josh Leigh. Leigh tossing the Supercharger belt DC dangling across the track. McMillan, a little bit of damage to his car, but getting the nod in that first matchup of the round. Justin Walsh inherited a solo here when Chris Stepanovic was pushed back in the Valvoline Chevy Monte Carlo. And again for Walsh, lifting at half track and cruising through, and that team just touching up now that car with a suspected fuel leak on the Parts Paint Supplies entry. Phil Reed about to climb into his car in just a few moments' time. So Chibris will get the solo. Newby and Harris, that's going to be a juicy one. The Rapasada Autosport teammates meeting for the 7th time. The ledger is 3 apiece. And Phil Reed will get the track to his lonesome, a track that's bitten him a couple of times, particularly at that Winter Nationals event recently. They'll be looking to find that form. They were red hot down in South Australia this year, dominating that one of the first round of Spring Nationals, where he's completely wiped it and now has the quickest ET, that 3.725 pass during qualifying, and that is the average of 3.7 for that entire weekend. So certainly has a great connection. There is a legendary Jim Reed on the left-hand side. Man, needs no introduction to this sport up here, particularly in Queensland as well, and still lives, breathes and eats this sport. Jim Reed Racing preparing the Phil Reed car. Phil, of course, a multi-time champion in Top Fuel over the years, and getting ready for them to climb aboard for this second round. With the sun set now, the night lights are coming on. I guess the best part about this is we're going to get to see some candles here. Usually we race during the Winter Nationals, it's a daytime event, but tonight this crowd, this massive crowd, enjoying their Australia Day here at Willowbank Raceway. This is what happened earlier in the season. Right-hand side, this was during the first round of competition. We felt that flame in our commentary position, and that was the end of not only the day but the season for Phil Reed at the Winter Nationals on that day. It was a cracking final later in the day, but certainly not for the Jim Reed Racing team. Here it is from far end on the gear wrench replay, and I don't recall seeing a car go up that hot that quickly here at Willowbank over the years. A lot going on in that picture, wasn't there, as the Rapasada car cruised on through to the eventual victory on the day. And for the championship, Chad Nalon sprinted back from the pits. Great pit report, by the way. Really takes you nicely into those team paddocks down there.
It's one of the pleasures of our sport is that they seem to give me the most ridiculously good access to fans of this sport. Get a front row seat to the action that goes on live in the pit area as we check out these replays on the gear inch replay screen from the Winter Nationals. Look at the crowd that was here back in June, and unfortunately for Phil Reed, not a happy moment that one. They were at that point in their life really contemplating their Top Fuel future, and then just months later there they were smashing the national record and going to the top of the points at the bend. So it was a very quick turnaround, and unfortunately what went up came straight down in round number one here today as well, with that unlucky spark plug that got jettisoned from the car, which caused the number 3 cylinder to fault out and ultimately losing traction.
It took forever for him to get the 3.7 second pass, and all but one with 3.7s at the bend of that first round. They really have got that track connected.
So you know why that one wasn't a 3.7?
Go on.
So they're trying a new radio system in that car from the start line, and the team told him, "You've got him." And what he heard in the car was "get off it," and so he lifted, which is why it was a 3.8 and not another 3.7.
Must be one of those newtons.
Exactly. So just didn't quite get the communication right to the driver on that occasion. So now that they've got a bulletproof radio system, they just need to work on what the messaging is. As Peter Gibberis gets those belts nice and tough.
I guess the tough luck story out of that round has to be Steve Reed. I mean, that was encouraging for the team to get through that, but a lot of damage as he picked up down in the Mickey Thompson pit update there. It's a shame, but they'll bounce back. That team is rebuilt. They've got the band back together, and hopefully we'll see them at more rounds of this year's NDRC.
Well, the cool thing about that was just seeing the smile on Steve's face again.
Yeah.
Even the fact that that car unfortunately wasn't out for the night, he didn't look that disappointed. And I guess a lot of that was because the mechanical damage on that car wasn't actually that bad. It was really just wiring stuff, which is at the cheaper end of the scale when it comes to damage on that car. Beautiful evening here at Willowbank. Quick break, racing not too far away.
If you're looking for a reputable business, all machinery and vehicle transportation that won't cost you an arm and a leg, Mixed Towing Service, located at Carrara on the Gold Coast, is it. With a long list of reliable transportation services at realistically cheap prices, they'll handle most of those unusual or difficult jobs that others won't. If it fits on their trucks, Mixed Towing Service will transport it safely and affordably. So if you're looking to transport your vehicle or anything else right up to 24 tonnes, give Michael a call. 0411 715 630.
Over to the States where they do their massive top fuel. They got their 4-lane top fuel, like 30 or 40 top fuel in there.
Back at Willowbank Raceway, the National Drag Racing Championships in our first event of 2025 at Willowbank Raceway. And what a sight that is. Nitro Funny Car on the left, top fuel on the right. The staging lanes filling up now for this second round of 3. Hope you're enjoying your Australia Day on 7+. Watching this across the country, we're certainly enjoying it here. The atmosphere, fantastic, and great air conditions outside. It's dropped down a few degrees since we're out for round number 1. But that humidity, Chad Nalon, has roared up some 12%. We're now in the high 60s as we move in. Do love this shot.
Yeah, the stage is set, isn't it? That amazing view down the quarter mile or to the 1,000-foot marker, which is where we race in our Nitro Pro classes here at Willowbank Raceway. And then that dive down the braking area. You can see the big catch net down the end if you indeed need it, because we do obviously have cars travelling at tremendous speeds down to that part of the racetrack, and then a left-hander to get around to where they'll find Mark Allen, and hopefully with a big smile on their face. The scenario here in Top Fuel, let's talk about it. We've got Newbie, Harris and Steve Reed all on 30 points for the night. Phil Reed and Gibberis on the 10 because they're the 2 that lost. Long story short, the 4 drivers who are about to come around for this round of racing can all still make tonight's A final. That's why we love this format, and I'm trying to remember a night where we've had every driver in the field still capable of going to the A.
Not this generation of the Top Fuel Championship, that's for sure. As we look at the Premier Hire, new line car being wheeled back into position, ready for this one. I think this is going to be the session of the night. We're in that perfect window now, similar to what we saw last night. The conditions have cleared up nicely. And what has Shiv got for us? The man with the most experience on this new surface. Remember, this was only laid 12 months ago and has had limited running since it's been down.
Chatting to Tim Adams, who's the man with his back to the camera near the front of the car, the tuner on this car, it was quite perplexed as to where this issue is coming from, because they have had quite a bit of experience testing on this new surface, and as he said it to me, on much worse start line conditions than we have here today. So this is a really critical pass for this team right now. We know that he's about to get 30 points for winning the race. Now, he obviously needs to get staged and get to the point where he can record those points. But what really matters isn't so much that marker, it is what's going to pop up on the timing screen at the end of 1,000 foot of racing. It needs to be quick, and we'll need to mark that number down, because that'll be the number to beat for the next 3 drivers through if they want to get through to tonight's A.
Looking at that first round, 4.035 was the quickest ET of that session alone. Damien Harris's qualifying time was 3.991 seconds. As the Premier High Car comes to life, 11,000 horsepower, lights up into the night sky. And we get set for round number 2. In round 2, the Australian Top Fuel Championship. We head to the first motor race for the next round on the Labor Day weekend. South Australia 2 in April. Top Fuel car would be. And he does have 40 points, but what he's got to his name is a 9.74 second time. And you'd have to say, Matt, that will not be good enough to make tonight's A final. That car was never right from the burnout. Here it is again. It was 1.1 to 64. It was never looking like getting away from the line. It was labouring on the hit of the throttle and aborted that. This might tell us more from behind on the gear wrench replay.
I mean, it's like 0.3 of a second down to the 60-foot marker. That's right there on the other side of the tree. So, and now that doesn't sound like a lot, but in top fuel terms, it's different between being 0.8 or 1.1 seconds. Putting out cylinders straight away. Lucky that it wasn't worse, because often we see these big top fuel motors, Matt, when they're unhappy and you've got the boot in it, bad things happen. And thankfully for Pete Gibbers, it didn't. But they'll be scratching their head as to what really went on there. And for me, it started in the burnout. That car never got up on the tyre in the burnout. And I was wondering if that was part of the plan. I don't think it was part of the plan.
And spare a thought for the guys and girls behind who've just crashed the last 2 hours to get this car back down. Gibbers takes his time to get the helmet off, while the other end of the track, Phil Reed, with a second solo. This is meant to be our only one. With the divine Steve Reed. He was the engineering racing team. Half the length of the field. Entry 3-time champions. A shot in the track. Big solo running back into the 2023 Nitro Funny Car.
copper, so it's changing the head gasket around as it went, but it's still quick, 0.856, and he's on the new radio system to Phil right now to let him know that it's 4.11 seconds, 216 miles per hour, and that's going to take some beating. Early shot off as it was starting to put out that head gasket on the left-hand side, but that's not a bad run. Right there, and off it quick enough. Now whether or not that's down for him or he's got off it himself, but that was quick enough to get him potentially into tonight's A.
4111, 216 miles an hour, there it is. Just past half tracking, just start to see the car, the wind cutting through the humid air here at the top, just those little, there it is at the top of the shot there on the gear wrench replay. He stayed committed. I think the car said, no, that's enough in these conditions, but 4111 is the time the Rapasada cars will have to beat, and they can do it. It's the other end of the track, there is the hydraulic car pulling up. Now, hopefully, with the pushing head gasket up like that, it hasn't torched the cylinder head just around where that little hole on the gasket will be, particularly where it connects to the block as well, Matt, because that's their good motor, isn't it? The one that we were talking about a moment ago that ran into the 3.7s, and that's what Mark's looking at right now. I reckon is to just see, well, that is actually quite a sizable hole where that head gasket is. So Mark's on the scene down there to investigate. He can let us know what he's seeing, and if indeed that's going to be the new motor going in that car for whether it be the B final or A final, we don't know yet. Either way, he's coming back out left tonight. We know that's one thing for sure. He takes his time climbing out the hydraulic car. In a few moments we'll hear from him down there while the Rapasada teammates are lined up waiting patiently. Mark Allen's doing the same, he's down the end.
Yeah, we just hear Phil Reed, the helmet's coming off. You did have you might have got a little bit of a hole here in the engine. But you ran a 411. Just wait for the helmet to come on.
watching on 7 Plus. Don't worry about the red light. That was just awesome. What a run. And wasn't that worth the wait? I don't even mean for the last 2 hours. I mean from when this event got rained out a couple of weeks ago. That was worth every moment. Here it is again on the gear wrench replay. Both cars leaving hard and true. And Santo Rapasada Jr. and Santino Rapasada proving that they are the kings of the tuners. And they have pulled a couple of absolute aces out of their sleeve in these tricky conditions. Look how beautiful that was.
both sides of the stripe. And you reckon Wayne Newby's trying? Going red light, trying to take one to his teammate. What a run. That car steering towards the centre line. The gear wrench replay, no, it's a red line. 3.88 seconds, but the win, the Harris, 3.818. Quickest ET of the weekend. We waited, it delivered here in the second round. Wowee sets up a cracking final round, the A and B final to come later tonight. Wayne Newby climbs out the other end, .094 with a foul for the second Rapisada Autosport International car. They were joined at the hit, at 60 foot, there was 1,000 separating them. It was just a cool pass, wasn't it? Yeah, .860 against 859. Awesome stuff down there, Mark.
But just with Damien, we're going to try and get Wayne in the interview as well. We've got Damien Harris here. You got the automatic win. Newby went red, but you went 381.
3-1, yeah, okay, cool. That's what we've been chasing for the weekend, so it's a good recovery so far. So I guess that means we're into a final, which is nice. So hopefully we get to a teammate and get bring the tour again. So
I can confirm it will be against your teammate Wayne Newby. Get in here. 388.
Oh, it's a lot better than before, so yeah. We'll get the races during the final now, so that's good for Sano and can't wait.
You reckon we'll see a green light in the final?
Definitely.
Good mind games. Two hardcore races right there, sucking in the big ones at the other end. After a 500 km/h journey, side by side. Let's breathe it in once again. Don't worry with the red light. The whole thing was just cool from top to bottom. Have a look at the black tracking. And Newby's car driving like an arrow, dead straight, but on an angle. That's centre line. Strong flow on both sides. 4 seconds on going down the road. start. 0.889, 60 foot, that's the quickest of the weekend. Here it is on the gear wrench replay. Just powered this car, he's fighting it left and right. You can see him working away from behind here. Was there a bit of tyre shaking, half track, half to seat. Man, he was muscling that car down. That was a power run, wasn't it? Yeah.
And I love this time of night when you get the different colours across the racetrack from the deep end cameras. 0.129 reaction time, 0.889 to the 60, 2.3 to the 330. At half track it's doing 262 miles per hour. It only put on 14 miles per hour to the finish line after that. 262 miles per hour at half track, that's 200 metres of racetrack. That is incredible. That is 0 to 260 miles per hour in 3 seconds. Almost identical increments until the finish line where he pulled 200s on him. So that was a power run again from the second of the Aeroflow Rocket teammates. Sat beautifully in the groove, jostled around a little bit, slightly early shut off, which is why he didn't quite pull the big 300 mile an hour right there, just about 20 to 30 metres before the finish line. And a great run, again 264 mile an hour at a half track, and then 276 through the finish. Almost bang on the mile per hour from his teammate.
And almost matched the time to half track as well. So these two together, you do not want to miss this in the A final later tonight.
So, and both Top Fuel and Funny Car, we've got intra-team warfare coming up in the finals tonight.
Very cool. There he is down the other end of the track. So we waited, it was well worth the wait. Josh Lane just living the dream in Nitro Funny Car. He's going that fast, that camera crew can't catch up with him down there.
He was out of that.
He is absolutely
spring-loaded out of that race seat. There's a young man on top of the world expecting his first child in just 6 weeks. His wife Kelsey due in March. Going to continue that tradition for the Lay family. That's more like it. Yes, Michael, that is more like it. That was a lovely run. And again, 4:09, Mark, beautiful pass.
Josh Lay, it takes one pass to turn the weekend around. 4:09.
Oh, no way. I saw Morris go 4-1 and I'm like, okay, there's something out there, this is good. So it felt real good all through the middle. Just, oh boy, I can't thank this whole team enough. They just busted their butts for that round. It would have been good to race Justin, but hopefully you can turn around for the next race.
I can tell you're going to race your teammate in the final, Morris.
It's just how the cards fall, isn't it?
You've got lane choice as well.
I wasn't expecting that, but hey, we'll see what happens. Look, I can't do this without Rocket, Aeroflow Performance, Capital Tolling, Geese, Wholesale, and all this, this whole team are just doing an amazing job. GC, Wendy, Morris, they gave me this opportunity. I couldn't be thankful enough.
What about the pregnant wife?
I love you so much.
Good luck for the final.
He's such a lovely guy, and he just sensed there was an evil laugh brewing there, knowing he's got his teammate. He'll be back out for the finals later on. We've got plenty more action still to come. You're watching New Year Nitro here on 7+.
Building a street car through to a race car? Be sure to think of Aeroflow Performance. The ever-increasing range that started with just hose, fittings and fuel system components has grown to include boosted turbochargers, bang shift shifters, X-Pro ignition and electrical accessories, Bosch motorsport products, fabrication parts, as well as driveline and engine components. With an exceptional distribution network and inventory, Aeroflow products are always within reach. With more to come in the future, be sure to keep an eye out at aeroflowperformance.com.
Better to offer you a bigger, better experience. With an awesome new app that's packed full of new features, more markets, and more exclusive promos than ever. Check out our new app today. Together, that's better. What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Are they supposed to be on now, or what's going on over
Well, Wade Benson, welcome back. Here we are, back on the microphone. Chad and Matt, how good was that call from those boys? How much action did we just see?
It's always exciting, isn't it, Terry? It's fantastic to see our Nitro teams get a long way down the track of those sessions, didn't they? I said it yesterday. Brinspoon, Sungerbest, it's a hard act to follow, and that is a hard act to follow.
How good was that run there, that last one? I love it. Mr. Lay said all the right things. You know, he said all the nice things, he said all the tiny things. Mr. Lacey's teammate in the final, how good is that going to be?
And how's Mark playing the family strings there?
He pulled that one out, didn't he? Mark, not only a good commentator, and some commentator to boot as well. Well done him. We love it. It's good. But we are here that we can see that beautiful Australian Day flag flying for today. And what a day it has been of racing. Absolutely stunning weather. We know it's probably been a little bit too hot for some of the categories, but you know what? Sometimes you just got to take what the conditions give you, and I think they've done absolutely spectacular with what they've been given today at the track. The track's been sticky, the track has been, the track prep has been awesome, and but we've really seen some good racing today, and it's not over yet, and we know we've got the Nitro still to come again with the Southeast Queensland Rotary shirt on there, mate. Good on you, go Rovers. Well done. So big welcome to everybody at home who's watching it. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you've rushed on mate, go on and get yourself another little cup of tea or something and a biscuit and get ready and sit down and watch some Sportsman and get ready for the finals of Nitro, Wade.
That's it, the action doesn't stop here, does it? So now's the opportunity to go and flip the lamb cutlets over, make sure they're not they're medium rare. And settle in for what is sure to be a fantastic our semi-finals and finals for our Aeroflow National Sportsman Championship racing. They're racing for Christmas trees today, Terry. I know Christmas is finished, but they're racing for drag racing Christmas trees.
Yeah, how does that work? Christmas trees in the end of January, but we'll take that with gusto. So big welcome to everybody who is tuned in at home. I hope you are enjoying it very much. I'm sure you will be enjoying this very much. The crowd we have in here is a nice crowd, and it is really good to have everybody here today. Just waiting for our guys to come through. We do believe we will have our top sport will be coming through. And had a couple of top sports that dropped out due to what would you say, injury or a few damages. But we've still got a solid field still. These guys who have made it this far have done exceptionally well. You can see Carl Davis is coming through in the Nova. So we'll see what happens. How do you see it panning out? Wade, you and I have been calling this for 2 days. We've called the qualifying of all these categories. We've called all these knockout rounds. And, well, if you're here in this session, in all of these categories, you've worked very, very hard.
100%, and of course, you talk about some races dropping out due to various things that may have happened. It's the first day of 2025, so it's not the first day. Doesn't matter how much we can put in the machine at home, but for many, it's the first event for 2025. So, So a 7.32 on a 7.36 for Neil Maxwell will turn on the win light, an 8.19 or an 8.25 for Carl Davies. Neither of them were in blue buds.
No, I tell you what, mate, when both of those races are going under their dial-in, you know it's tight racing, and that is the proof in the pudding. Maxwell takes the win, and how often would you see Neil go under his dial? And that's a wonder Neil didn't get off it, to be honest, because he's a pretty calculated racer, but that was good. Well done. So that means we must have Mr. Craig Chapman. Does Craig get the favourable buy? So North Queenslander. Well, look at that, the vision you've got at home. You've got the two funny cars just lined up behind that Ford, that turbocharged Ford.
The old and the new, isn't it? The nostalgic look from the Lays, the modern, sleek funny car of Shane Phillips.
Yeah, so the new school, old school. Have a look at that. It's very interesting. Seeing it'll be good to see how these two go against each other, because it'll be a race for pace. One of them the quicker vehicle, but we are all eyes are on Craig Chapman, just waiting to see. We might have just having something down the deep end going on, but we're just waiting to see Craig to start the car up. Being held up at the moment there.
Big shout out to everyone there in the corporate boxes with their lights on. Give us a wave, folks. There's already a few people there. They've been giving us waves all day, so we'll give them some love over the RC event sign there.
Mate, what a life it is in a corporate box at Willowbank Raceway, looking straight down the track. For the first time, you actually will get a really good idea of what it's like to be in a corporate box at Willowbank when you see our vision that goes straight down the track, because that's where our cameraman is mounted up above the corporate boxes. So look at them all there having a good life. Yeah, they'll give us a wave. Just give everyone at home on 7 Mate, everybody going home, having a cup of tea, having a Lamington. There's some royalty in there, look at that. Some drag racing royalty. I'm not going to drop names, but we know. When you know, you know. But
looks like they're staying hydrated on the outer bales.
Very well placated. Well done, Wade. So here we go. Looks like we might be giving Craig Chapman the starter. This Ford is tidy too. Oh, I do like this Ford. Carl is running 8.36 at 163 in this car. He used to campaign a red Ford Ute, and would bring it regularly to the Winter Nationals, and has had some good success too. The car was mighty fast.
Probably if you change it from a Ute to a sedan, it's because you've got more passenger seats, but you don't need passenger seats when you're running at 8.36.
No, I don't think so. See, because he can go through, so you can see the top of the double A, which means obviously with the double A at the end of those letters, ladies and gents, means that it has a power at it, and we know for a fact that Craig has a big spoolie boy on that thing. Goes quick, got a tidy top end to 160 odd mile an hour. So I'm not too sure what the claims. So I'm going to get this here. You're going to test that dialing for Maxwell. And an 840 on an 835 at 165 mile an hour out of that awesome Lee Anderson owned Ford.
Yeah, comfortable there, wasn't it, for Craig? So the solo into the final. We'll see about that top special in the final a little bit later on.
Got a tough character in the final though. There's going to be no given in that final. So that means just about a couple of funny cars, old school funny car. We got some nice nostalgia style and some new school funny car review car. Not be disappointing for Aaron, but just about nice.
Midway, skipper, nostalgia funny car.
System, so they'll probably try and get that sorted.
So they'll just push these funny cars back. Have to give them a little bit of time as well to get those cars ready to fire again. So they set up the next pairing forward.
And that's generally the way they will do it, Wade, because you've gone through the routine, you have the car ready and primed, all set to go. And when this issue happens, and if it is just a slight delay, if something untoward happens, and you can't do much about it, you generally will bring the second pairing up so the other competitors can reboot, get ready, and reconfigure themselves. It's a lot of things are going on. With Mark and I, we've talked about it quite often. It's not even just having the vehicle to go back, push the car back, and have to get the vehicle refigured. You've got to think about the driver as well. He's there, motivated, probably a high blood pressure's running high, you've got the car ready, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, turn it off. Done your burnout, ready to go. No, you've got to restart mentally. Restart where you've just left off.
Yeah, 100%. So as a driver, it tests your preparation, doesn't it? Because you've already been sitting out the back, you've had the Nitro cars go, we had top Sportsman, you've probably been sitting back there for 45 minutes, not strapped in the car, but you're back there going through your preparation for your routine, and then something like this happens, which is out of your control.
Yes, and that's what motor racing throws these things. That's just the nature of the beast. But when you have a look at that, we're looking to see what time. We didn't see a time that Peter Lane had dialed in at, but Shane Phillips was dialed in at a 5:56. So that's when you say that, it's hard to believe. You know, the bracket racing with a 5:56 dial in, that is just hard to fathom.
Well, we know Peter Lane will dial in middle sixes and be going, that's a quick car, supercharged funny car.
And he's going to get ahead, probably about around the second head start.
Shane Phillips.
So yeah, but a big thank we see up on our screen there. We see our fireys. Look at that. On the hot days like this, our fireys still have to go there suited up. How would you like to be suited up today in that 30-odd degree heat, Wade? It wouldn't have been much fun.
It's a tale of two tapes, isn't it? I mean, the Winter Nationals comes around and goes, gee, I wish I could be suited up like that. And then we're here in the middle of summer going, no, I'm quite happy up here in our air-conditioned commentary box in the comfort of about 22 degrees.
That's exactly right. So, yeah, big thank you to our fireys and all our officials, of course, who chip in from our first aids, all those guys from the Ambos and our fireys. It's a hard job because, you know what, you don't want to be using your skills on a day of racing.
Yeah, 100%. And a big shout out to all of our track officials. We're on the start line down the deep end, the Green Army as they're effectively known. They're helping with keeping all of our races nice and safe.
Look at these two riders out there discussing, where's that big black stripe going to go that we're going to get that bike down at Barnell's? How good is it going to be? Look. So we'll have a little chat about that later, folks, but that bike ran over 200 mile an hour earlier. Nice work, quick, fast. But having a little look under this, having a little look at it. What are they having a little chat to Shane in there? So this is interesting to see. I'm not too sure what the delay is. Since we find out we have the dial-ins up on our screen here now. We do have Belay in that awesome funny car with a 655, and Shane Phillips in the red funny car and the chili bin car dialing in at a 556. That's a lot of 5s and 6s there. 556 and a 655.
Probably got to know two numbers.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, and they're two funny cars. So there it is. So nice work. So we'll just wait and see what they're going to do, whether they're going to start the vehicle up here on the start line, whether they are going to run this pairing.
Big shout out to Aeroflow Performance, of course, supporting our National Sportsmanship Championship Series. So they've got over 10,000 products in their catalogue. X-Pro Mission gear, the banging shifters and the turbos to suit. So if you've got a car in the workshop or the garage at home and you're looking at putting some fancy bits on it, the Aeroflow Performance website and catalogue will be for you. Some nice toilet reading catalogue.
The catalogue is like the Bible for all of us racers and everybody who's associated with it. So if you haven't got one, you're probably thinking, I probably need the latest one. So maybe order one, get one in, and then you've got, so as you said, some, you wouldn't say light reading. But you know, you'll definitely be looking through it and circling it for the Christmas list for next year.
Aeroflow Performance catalogue. If you haven't got one, you can here at the venue, duck behind the trailer, which is over behind the grandstands, and grab yourself one of those. So, very good yourself some Aeroflow parts.
I could probably get some Aeroflow parts from one of my RX-7s. How does that sound? Excellent. But I'm not going to keep it stopped and drive the shop like an old man.
but the red light will cost him the win. And look at Peter Lane, he goes a 6.55 on a 6.55. Does it get closer than that, Terry?
It does not, Wade. That is absolutely sensational. If you had said that this was in Super Sedan or in Junior Drag, so you'd go, yep, we can expect that. But when you come to Supercharged Outlaws and you see both drivers go smack on their dialing, I'm bereft of words. How well done to Shane and Pete. Well done.
Incredible drag racing, and that would have been worthy of the final as well.
Both at the top end on them too. Look at that way. Peter Lay in that funny car, the nostalgia style funny car, 212 miles an hour, 261.88 miles an hour in Shane Phillips in that Chili Beans dragster. Go figure. And you know what? We've got another 2 drags that's just about to come through to see who is going to meet Pete in the final. So this is tough. Just when you think it's going to get a little bit I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that is not happening here. So we get to see the mighty Styromax drags from Bill Fletcher, 689 dialing. We had a whole manner of drama next to him in the previous run. And now he's got Mackenzie Garside, another record goes to the
689. That's pretty much bang on the dial then as well. Terry from Mackenzie Garside goes a 777 with a 5 on a 770. And that sets the final for Supercharged Outlaws. It'll be Bill Fletcher up against Peter Lay.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what though, I think Mackenzie knew, thought, look, if I cannot make a mistake here against Fletcher, because we know what the Fletchers are like on the tree, always consistent. Bill has won a lot of stuff. He's done exceptionally well. He's a good racer, nice guy, and I'll tell you what, there it is, 0.57 at 690 on a 689, so almost smack on the dialing. So here it is. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the replay. Wade, you want to talk us through?
Yeah, so the gear range replay there. So you can see Mackenzie Garside leaves the red light on the tree. The win light already shining brightly for Bill Fletcher as he heads through the finish line there. The shoots blossom, and that is how you race a 6-second rear engine race from Supercharged Outlaws.
It is a beautiful thing, and I'll tell you what it is, when you think about the fact that these guys are racing a car, like when you think about Mackenzie racing a 7-second car, or any of the other racers racing something a lot quicker even, when you see that big beautiful yellow light come up, and it's in the other lane, it's got to be sad. But you've got to just face the facts. Now,
it's a beautiful sight when it's in the other lane. It doesn't happen very often when I'm racing, but it looks good.
It does look good. But here we go. Look, we've got what would you call it, a demonstration run. So this demonstration run is a bit of nitro in a rear engine drag. So with no power at it. The power at it is the fuel, and that is what we're just about to see. Had it come through 760 and I think back out. So we're going to see. I love the sound of this car. 1.5 runs, so stepping up, this car. runs a 770. And yeah, but really, we just got that just a bit of a show, and we loved it. Glad that the guys could actually run that, and it was good to see. So you got some early Nitro flames that you didn't expect.
Added bonus. It's like just like a little bit of a teaser, isn't it? A bit of a taste test of what's to come. The gear entry replay once again. Looks good, doesn't it? And it's strong to half track. So whether they're planning to shut off at half track and get that data, get that information, the shot from behind on the corporate facility there. So the big black rubber strips down on the Willowbank surface.
How good is that track? How flat is that track? Extremely exciting category. It will be extreme bike. Nathan Nielsen in the Pipeline Assets Australia Hayabusa. Have a look at this, folks. This EV Extreme Bike heads up 718 at 181 mile an hour. There's some fast bikes in this field. So Nathan Nielsen, let's see what Nathan's got the distinct at the advantage of the buy run. At 187 mile an hour. And imagine when you look at that at the deep end, look at that, imagine having to try to pull that bike up. You've only got about 12 inches of tyre, but you've got to try and stop it. Look, it's gone deep.
Yeah, it's got a little bit long there, so we do have a run up. And then if you go too far, once again, you're going to need more than a bike. Probably a four-wheel drive is going to be a bit better. But they're all the same features and the necessities are down there to pull these guys up. But you'll have plenty of run up to stop safely.
That's what I'm making. I can tell you the extreme bikes are nothing like a motocross bike. They are nothing like that, I can tell you. Look at that, 100, imagine trying to wash off 187 mile an hour from Nielsen. We're going to see something coming quicker that's going to have to wash off about 200 mile an hour on a bike. Now you'll notice this with, like of course, with some top fuel bikes, they'll have the long wheelie bars to keep the bike, they'll even more or less use them as a rudder. These guys don't have that advantage. They're up in the high hundreds, even in the 200 mile an hour. And there's no wheelie bars, there's no nothing. There's just, they're pure, unadulterated skill.
It's just hanging on, isn't it, to all that power that you've got between both of your legs. And it's a bit like you take the dog for a walk on a Sunday morning. If you've got a Saint Bernard, are you taking him for a walk, or are you taking you for a walk? It's all subjective, isn't it? Which one's Matty Wilson on the Rascal Race engine has run a 7.99. Coming down a regular track, of course, at beautiful Benarabi, which we have had the privilege of calling up. I love it. I love that Russell's got gold flames on his leathers down on the bottom of his legs. How cool does that look? Maybe go straight to Prohibition after this valley. Love it. So Matt Wilson, Russell Lacey has pushed the bike back. Not too sure what happened. The light triggered red, so that means, hang on, dude. Hold on. I don't know what's going on. It seems like a comedy of errors here. There's a lot of gesticulating, a lot of gesturing, a lot of finger pointing.
This is like, some players here saying, I don't know what's going on, what's happening. That is, I'll tell you what, we could almost do like a voiceover and just add voices into what the boys might be saying or might not be saying. We'd probably get in a lot of trouble, but
some big drag racing personalities down there on the start line, isn't there?
And at that, I really don't think that, listen to that, a 50.23 at 178 mile an hour. I don't think I've ever seen that time before. That is impressive. Mate, we couldn't even do that at diesel assault.
That's a good mile an hour for that speed, isn't it? But I mean, hey, when we've seen a drag race time slip, say 224 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's right.
With junior dragster, anything's possible.
I hope they held onto that time slip, because that would be impressive for the juniors. They have it in a frame at home. So there you go. Rachel, an 880 and 150 the top end. So, as we told you, it's a big race for the two ladies.
Yeah, 100%. We mentioned as well, Rachel, of course, top leader for bikes that she's got to join the race. It's a pleasure to have her this weekend. Racing extreme bike.
How good do those two bikes look on the line there? When you said they're both really well presented bikes. Ryan's through for 805 at 165, and Rachel a 900 at 151. Some nice top end there.
That's very 92, pretty sharp bike for a pro there.
Mate, that is good. And when we talk about the different trees they're running, it's not, we're talking pro tree, so it's just banging its on, and it's an acquired skill. A lot of the guys we are in. Yeah. So a 970, we are off that street B for bow strikes. We're to 031 on that 970. So 855 for Edge Malice on that double D CB. So this will be interesting because we know that Edge, we would say he's got the edge because he can go 3/4 of a second under that 855.
Bow strikes, we saw him run under the national record.
A 963 on that 970, so once again he's under that national record bed.
It's gone at 8:29, so he's still under the national record as well. But congratulations to Bow Strikes on taking the win.
Bow Strikes is the giant killer.
He has been today, hasn't he?
It has been impressive. He's like, he's playing, I'm just going to fly here at my STB, and I'm just going to fly under the radar. No one's going to even be talking about me. I'm going to bring a sledgehammer and just have a crack at these boys. So, Orvino Tar, we talked about it before, this mighty BMW. He's on the B Street bike, which is running off a record of 915. Cheryl Meadows is running off the VCB, which is off a record of 869 on the Joe Curry Motorcycle Transport Harley. So you would think that Orvine has got the big distinct advantage here with his bike being able to go under that 915. Cheryl is going to need to work hard. She's going to hope that Orvine
Some of the numbers here for Orvine. He runs it out the back door, he goes a 9.0 on the 915, so we know that the bike can run.
I think he's probably done it. We talked about the yellow, we talked about the midnight. Straight to his vision. And we talk about fast. How does Pete Farnell on a 706 and has gone under that and at 200 mile an hour? Ken Cullen off that 762 to the 280 over that, but that would change. So you watch this bike. Everybody will keep an eye on this bike of Pete Farnell's Blazecraft Suzuki. You can see Kenny just ducked down there, got it into pre-stage, just waiting for Pete. Rascal Race Engine Hybrids with Ken Collin, got the number one on the side. Proud Mary, we know what this bike is capable of. And Pete Farnell, he's hoping to shake things up. That is just phenomenal. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Pete Farnell. He's been working hard, his crew's been working hard. That is phenomenal. A 686 at 209 mile an hour. Mate, we wanted to say, when has Pete Farnell arrived? Pete Farnell has arrived. Well done. That was wild. Oh, let's have a look. It was 762 though. Kenny went an 804 at 166, but at 209 mile an hour in extreme bike. Ladies and gents, how did you feel about that in the crowd? That bike was absolutely gone. It was phenomenal. How good was that?
And rumour has it it'll be in Warwick in about 20 minutes. That was impressive, wasn't it? For Ken Connolly, he had the best seat in the house as well, didn't he?
You would have watched that bullet come flying past him with about 40 mile an hour past him. So that was tight. That was nice. I tell you what, that was an exciting crew, and a well deserved. Pete learning that one, creeping up on it over time. Here's another bloke here, not to be outdone on the B Street bike, Wally Hoster. He's running off that IHRA record in B Street bike on a 9:15. He's gone under. He has gone under what that bike in that category is capable of. So Wally, he is having a good night. He is having a good night. Let's see how far. I don't know if he will. Maybe he won't get the same. Maybe he won't come on a ball. That is well under an 897 at 155. I think his quickest was just under like a 90, and he's gone 897. That is a big street bike, I tell you what. That's how you rewrite it.
That's it. And we were talking about that this weekend, Supercom and the bike was the big turning off performance running under that national record.
Well done. That was Wally, mate. That was good work. So here we go. We are moving in off the big hill here, all the way from Marburg. In a driving car. In like that. Straight. Automatic. So a 720 is the record. He has gone under that in that sheet metal drag style. He's got a solid. What do you think? What do you think, Nicholas?
Similar to what we said about the past today. This weekend, punching out solid numbers. That national record, which is a 720.
And was it out of the Supercom? Lining back, but always trying to get it as close over the own burnout. So on it's a little tyre on that car. Knuckle now as he launches it. How good is that race? It's pretty tight. It's all well, he's tailed it off too, so he's got, no, I don't think he shoots, this is going 808 at 111 mile an hour. He was going 5 at 150 mile an hour in half track.
Yeah, look at the information from the first half of the track, and we'll see Nicholas Clear next weekend, sheet metal exciting for that drag stay in the final.
So this is it, Pete Pessolini's Warren Allen. Running off that 692 as the
37.70. So he has just smacked the national record by about
That he has. And mind you, Pete Pisolletti's got the red light, but he also got up on the tyres out of the hole as well. So even if it wasn't a red light, I do think that Warren might have had enough junk in the trunk to get him anyway. That was a good race. We've had some fine times from Pete over the last 2 days. It's been impressive, so we thank you, Pete. But Warren, well done, mate. You are going through.
Impressive from our performance categories there. And it hasn't really been all weekend qualifying yesterday and even through racing today.
It's been tight. It's been exciting racing. And, yeah, like we mentioned, probably was it 6 vehicles in Supercomp were all under the iron.
Into Super Street, so it will be Josh Fletcher up against Mark Rosso.
So Mark, as I said, we've said it earlier on, we're just checking under Mark's car, making sure that just in case it had a leak, but hopefully there's nothing there. So Josh Fletcher, he is one of our most winningest races here at Willowbank Raceway, whether it be in a street meet, whether it be in a supercharged car, whether it be in Super Street. But Mark Rosso, we go back to the old days, racing an Alta in Surfers Paradise. He is still here in that Camaro, 1178. He will be chased down by Josh Fletcher, who's dialed in at a 1090 in that Styromax Tirana. Mark looks like he's going too quick, to be honest, but we'll see. And it was, it did look quick. 11:59, way too quick for Mark Rosso. And look at this, Josh Fletcher. This is why he goes well. 1092 and a 1090 with a 017.
Had a bit of success in the American Drags with Supercharged Outlaw, but he is going to be going home at least with, he's got one hand on a Christmas tree. It just depends what colour it'll be later on in the final. Then he'll come up against Troy Hutton, who's moving forward in that beautiful slim HK. HK waterproof.
He's been having a good campaign, this Troy. Let's see how close he goes to that diamond. Exactly the same difference as opposed to Fletcher. So if they were side by side, we would have been going into the hundreds, if not thousands.
So that sets us up for what is going to be. Well, we thought the Supercharged Outlaw final was going to be good because they were back on the diamonds. Super Street's going, no.
Fletcher and
We
Hutton
come and put on the show as well.
Fletcher and Hutton said, no, you need to calm down, you two, on the microphones, because we're all bringing something exciting too. So well done to Troy, well done to Josh. We look forward to seeing them back. So here we go. Here's the crew, the wild crew from the River Street. Paul Nielsen and Colin Burke. So these guys having a good time, Wade. 1170 for Nielsen, 1348 for Colin.
The category's really growing up here in Queensland, isn't it, Terry? We've seen a lot of good numbers here with events for Real Street. Willowbank Raceway, you can jump on Facebook if you've got a Real Street Facebook page and you're trying to grow the class. There's plenty of cars out there that are eligible. Just need to make people aware that they can come and maybe come and race their vehicle here with Willowbank.
Yeah, and what a great category to get involved in as well. You probably get the taste for to go quicker and quicker, but what a great race. Let's see if we can make the most of it, whether Colin can say, no, to an 1170 will take the win, and a 1358 on a 1348. 031, Paul Nielsen, you are going through, my man. But he's got to meet this bloke, and this bloke is not easy, way.
No, not indeed. Samuelson has had some success here in Real Street, and he's made it through to another final. He's done it at 1268. So we'll see how close Doug goes to that 1268. 1267 for the two, so he's made the most of his bye in the semi-final, and he goes all that drive comes around a little later on. Big shot.
I could have raced it. I reckon I would have
It's
been
got some
phenomenal.
thinking to it. I'll tell you what, the only thing you're thinking about is how positive he is to go to the final. We know what Dale's like. He will go into the final very, very confident. And he's had a good season last year. Let's see if he can make the most of it. So we are now moving into once again, our 200 metre terrace, the junior dragsters. Oh, this is getting tough, mate. These guys, they've been calling them the biggest category we've had here this weekend. And by definition, if it's the largest category in the field, by definition, it should be the toughest category in the field, due to the fact that if you've made a final, making it this far, you've had to work extremely hard to get where you are today. Look at that.
saying an 810 with a 2 on an 810.
Now you'd just be thinking you'd have the Harveys would be at the back there going, oh, we'll see what he does. And you'd be going like, right on his dial in with a 036.
Did you see that on the stream there? He was flashing his lights as he went down into the braking area.
And
he knows.
You know what? You've got to have a little bit of show to get that good.
A little bit of pizzazz.
Pizzazz, that is the word. Nice work there, Zane and Carlos. It's like, how would you like to be a junior drag racer, but on a bike, and you can skid and wheel stand? You go, yeah, I'm up for that. And they do not disappoint. James Loday, he was doing double duty all weekend. He was racing the junior drag stuff. Would rush back, put the other helmet, the leathers on, and come racing on the bike. So Marcus McDonald, getting on the A junior, he will be dialing in that at 900. James Loday, 1127. As I said, different race face. What was the same problem? So I don't know, actually. We should have a look when he was in the junior. We had a chat to him before he went out on the solo. So let's have a look. So James to lead first, Marcus to chase. It's a little bit of a burn down here. Nobody wants to go into states. It's like it's a little bit tense down there. 0.5 seconds.
That's it. He gives the big fist pump as he heads across the finish line.
Ano
there.
si Buat?
When they're running down mile, they usually see the ring line before they
winner in the final. So Wayne Hyatt and Matthew Barron. Alan, I'll tell you what, that little escort, really good little piece of work. We haven't seen that. So now we move into Modify 9. What a tough category. Another category that really is never an inch to show any good drivers. It's tough. Jamie White on the high booster. They're off the lane. 9:42 to Phil White. Marty Carter, Ipswich, Kawasaki. 9:62. And he's happy man. Happy. And I'll tell you what, these two blokes are thinking, well, I'm not going to give it all this way to them. So White's not going to get an easy road because we've got Johnny Lewis and Sean Ricketts are saying, one of us is coming through and we're going to take it. So a 9:45 for Sean Ricketts out of New South Wales, an 8:25 for our local Johnny Lewis. So a little bit of a chase over a second. Johnny to chase down Sean. So the heavy easy goes up here first. We're on the lane. Johnny Lewis will do the chasing. Well, the brother's not the brother's not that.
He is competitive, and I'm sure it's something. But one man that he won't get her is Lucas Holt. So can you believe Lucas Holt? I think he made 4 finals last year. He won the modified bracket during the local track championship. Here he is they're giving him a buy run into the final. Like, make him work for it.
We know Luke. We know Lucas pretty well. We'll say that to him when we see him later. So, mate, how many gifts do you need to be given? You go, Terry, come on. But he's a great guy. He's the Mad Dog Motorsports Ultra. Great guy, great competitor. Have a great feel through getting involved. It's really good. But a 9:32, so the slower car in the field is never a good way. It should never be dismissed. When you have a gun behind the wheel, it makes it.
What's your best
Just a 9.31 so he's not like. Even when he goes under his dial testing, it's still only by a hornet's wing. How good is that, Lucas? So we're going to see Lee's going to see the battle of the rear engine dragster versus the front engine Ultimate. So that'll be tough to see later on. We can't wait for that fight. That might bring us to where we actually will have our finalists.
Yeah, we'll indeed. So it looks like in front of our semi-finals, we'll allow those competitors to get themselves prepared and ready. It's a short turnaround, and then we get to crown some Nitro finalists for our Aeroflow National Sportsman Championship brackets. So while we allow those finalists to get themselves ready, we will cut to an ad break. We'll be back shortly with our finals for New Year Nitro.
Be sure to think of Aeroflow Performance, the ever-increasing range that started with just hose, fittings and fuel system components has grown to include boosted turbochargers, ainshift shifters, X-Pro ignition and electrical accessories, Bosch motorsport products, fabrication parts, as well as driveline and engine components. With an exceptional distribution network and inventory, Aeroflow products are always within reach. With more to come in the future, be sure to keep an eye out at aeroflowperformance.com.
PT Chassis and Race Cars is your one-stop shop specialising in all aspects of custom race car fabrication along with setup. They can manufacture complete race cars or a huge range of components all designed and constructed for your specific needs. PT Chassis and Race Cars also stock a large range of race equipment including Aeroflow performance products and much more. Check them out on Facebook or head into 1288 Boundary Road at Wacol. You won't be disappointed you did.
Great to have your company on 7 Plus. We're live. Willowbank Raceway. It's the New Year Nitro show, and it has been a show so far. If you've been missing out on the action, we're not too far away from getting into the finals, which means we're going to be lighting up Nitro one last time in both Top Deal and in X-Pro Funny Car. We've got our finals lined up. I'm down here at the Rapasada Autosport team because they have got themselves an all Rapasada final. Very similar to the last time that we went racing here in June at Willowbank Internationals, where it was Wayne Newby versus Damien Harris. And Damien Harris winning the championship, Wayne Newby getting the better of him on that night in terms of the winter nat. So who's it going to be today? Thrilling second round of racing that we saw between the two teammates last time out. Wayne Newby red lighting on his way to a 3.88 second run. Batted by his teammate in red light, ran a 381, so very evenly matched cars. We weren't expecting to see times that quick here today, given that the air in particular has been very tricky to get a handle on. Remember, only until last night we had someone just sneak into the 3.9s at all, and that was Damien Harris. So he's got on top of the points here tonight. He's moved up as high as third in the championship, and the battle in the points between Wayne Newby and Phil Reid, who's clinging to the championship lead here, is very, very exciting. That could change a little bit later on depending on how these finals work out. Let's go for a wander in the pit area and see what the latest is. Happy to say that these two Rapasada cars came back, as they would say, very clean. So not a lot of work to do in getting these cars turned around in comparison to at least what they had last night, where everything from the ground up was practically rebuilt. So that is the same block in that car ready to go. Cylinder heads at the moment are just going back on. The work is continuing on getting everything wired back up. Got the blower belt ready to go back on that car. It's a weekend and not from the team, so they're very happy at the moment. Brendan Gosbell's down here working on this car as well. We don't often get to chat to the mechanics, but this guy is a race car driver, so I might have a quick chat out of you. Good to see you on the tools here today, mate. Are you getting a little bit of FOMO not being behind the wheel of the funny car, though?
Oh, look, you know, it's nice to do something different, so I like wrenching on it as well, so having a lot of fun on it.
How about this inter-team battle going on right now?
Mate, it is unreal. Both the Rapasada cars in the final. Can't wait.
Oh, mate, who's going to win it?
Well, hopefully us. But either way, we'll be stoked.
All right, mate, good on you. Thank you for the good chat.
Yes, thank you.
Cool, we saw this guy recently racing funny cars here at Willowbank, and now he's been actually working on both the bottom end and also doing a little bit of electronic tuning on this car as well. Let's go next door and see how the teammates are faring for Damien Harris. Still plenty of race fans surrounding the teams down here as well. Very tight pit area down there. Hello, everybody. Hey, kids, what's going on? Just got yourself a couple of valves. I saw some kids walking around with clutch plates earlier. A couple of good little souvenirs to take home. Hopefully they weren't 1,000 degrees. We're packing the chutes. A very important job that a lot of race car drivers like to do themselves. Damien, are we ready to go for this one?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we've made some changes in the clutch and talked some smack talk with the teammate. We're ready to go.
The smack talk was coming thick and fast after that last one. He tried to cut the tree down on you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was apparently trying to show me something, so I'm not sure what it was.
Now, I wasn't expecting to see 381s here this weekend. That is very good given these air conditions. Santo Jr. and Santino across the road there, they're just on top of their game at the moment.
Yeah, most of them are working really hard, mate. Around at home to make sure the cars are good. There's a lot of time behind the computers that you have to take things.
Could we go faster in the final, or is that just about maxed out in round two?
I'm not sure to be honest with you. So we'll see what the clutch changes do, and either a repeat or slightly quicker condition.
Those clutch changes in the aggressive manner or in the more dialed down manner?
It's just wearing a lot of clutch early, so I'm just trying to slow down that clutch wear. That was going to finish the car.
Thank you, mate. Good luck. Good to see Damien Harris ready to go against his teammate. There's something about those two when we put them on the racetrack together. They seem to get the very best out of each other. We saw it in round two earlier. We were feeling our way through the crowd. They're waiting for some top fuel fire-ups. Happy to say that we have had some top fuel fire-ups down the road. We had the Peter Gibber's car fired up not too long ago, and I can see plenty of crowds surrounding Phil Reid's car as well, so we might not be too far away from getting the Heidelin car going. This is the B final. We've got Phil Reid versus Pete Gibber's coming up in the B final tonight. Both cars had a bit of a rough run in that last one, although particularly the Gibber's car, the Phil Reid car, was very nice. And I can see why there's a crowd coming here, because they're pushing this car backwards, which means we're not too far away from getting the fire up. Might see if we can see if Phil's around, because we did have a head gasket drama on this car, the last pass, so they have decided to change the motor, because it also dropped the third cylinder as well as we go past the... Here he is. Hello, mate. I was just talking about you. All good thing. Provo.
I like your chat.
You're dropping the third cylinder a lot tonight. Why?
I'm still trying to figure it out. There's a problem on mine, so... But yeah, just switch motors because that one kind of wide racing.
Này hồ sập mà đúng.
Head gasket up and put the cylinder head as well?
Not really. Just a bit on the
How much of a beating can they take this? You about to find the singer?
Không bỏ hòn à? Bèn có cái
Right now, so it was about to throw the ear plugs in and we'll climb aboard this race car. Getting the teams all ready to go. front. At the front, I can see a race car driver cleaning his own race car. Surely you've got someone to do that for you, Ben.
No, essentially, it's something I like to do. It sort of stops me thinking too much, and yeah, no, I actually enjoy it. Sort of settles me down.
Did we get to the bottom of what happened in that last run?
We changed. I'm not sure if it's electrical. We changed quite a few things. So anyway, we warmed it up, and all seems all right now. So fingers crossed that go this minute.
Did you tell in the idle if anything was wrong when you were in that car, or was it only in the burnout and then in the run?
Yeah, so in the idle, it's just sounded normal. Yeah, right. And even in the burn, it didn't feel a bit weak, but nothing untoward or anything wrong. But yeah, we sort of stepped on it. It just was dead.
Alright, I appreciate that. Good luck. Thank you. Thanks, mate. Here next door that they fired the Phil Reed car up, so I might take you around this way. We'll go have a look at how that fire up is faring for the Hydrolink team. Because who doesn't want to see a top fuel car lit up on their kit? Hello guys, thank you. Sneaking on through. G'day mate, what's going on? Hello. There we go, check this out. It's nearly 8:30 PM here in Queensland, and there's still this many people watching top fuel cars get fired up. I can see a CFO, I can see kids sitting on shoulders, and I can see sweet stinky Nitro filling the Queensland air as 11,000 horsepower gets awoken in this top fuel fire-up process. It's a really important process to go through as well, because it's not just about making sure that the car has everything plugged in and the motor is back together, but also going through the procedure of what you would do in that car when you're out on the racetrack as well. So getting the driver to put it in forward gear, getting the driver to put it in reverse gear, making sure that those rear tyres get rolling, and then making sure that they can stop as well when you have to throw the brakes on. And then the crew chief will walk through the different checklists, which include the idle and everything else connected to it. And then when the team are happy, they'll go through all those processes and then eventually shut it down. Start the car reveal and use up one last big rev. Everybody has to block their ears. Everybody gets that beautiful Nitro tears going. Stickles the eyeball. That is Nitro at its best. And the end result, happy customers. A lot of people walk away from the racetrack. Stickles the Nitro. Alright, let's go for a wander down and check out what's going on at Nitro Funny Car pits. What's going on? Nothing really in that racetrack. Overall, I think it's all teamwork. Let's move out of here and we'll let these guys fire that car up. See if we get Walsh because we didn't see for just a Walsh issue with that fuel leak, and unfortunately meant that we didn't get out in time for round 2 of racing. So we'll duck around the corner, see if we can sneak it in just before they fire up the Morris McMillan car. It was a bit of a surprise, the reigning funny car champion from last season, unfortunately not making it out onto the start line for that last run after a really strong run in qualifying, and then backing that up in the first round tonight. I can see him hanging out here. See if they got to the bottom of it. Here he is. Justin, hello mate, we missed you in round 2. I imagine the FOMO was pretty real watching everyone else have fun in there.
Yeah, look, pretty disappointing. It's the first time we've ever missed a round of racing since we've been racing the big show Nitro Funny Car. But at the end of the day, sometimes things just don't go your way. It's all good. Teams work really well together. We fix the problem. We'll come out for round 3.
Yeah, you said that there's something like 60 fuel lines that show stuff where the problem might lie. How hard was it to diagnose?
Yeah, it's probably the last one we looked at. So just a little bit of an air gap there that just wasn't happy and it was just leaking out fuel. It's not worth risking it when it comes to these things, so we decided just to park it, fix the problem, find it, fix it, analyse it, and then just put that round through.
Perfect. Now it's B final, so good chance to bank some points, but also maybe just lay down the lap time.
Yeah, the B final, everything I kind of chuckle at it. That's very good. I reckon that's the Speedway guys. Maybe in drag racing, there's one final, it's the A final. First the M wins to the A final, then the winner of the event. You know, unfortunately, not going to be that one today, but that's cool. It'll be good to see Josh and Morris up on the race.
You still got low ET or I think you just lost your ET, but you might have your mile an hour points still?
Yeah, we still have some mile an hour points, but in 3-round format, when you miss a round of racing, it's a big chunk of points you don't get. So, you know, it is what it is at the end of the day. The goal last year for us was to win a championship. We achieved that. This year is about trying to get the car to go faster. We want a 3-second car that runs 330 miles an hour. That's our mission. And we're just going to keep chipping away in the heat until we get it in place. And then when the cold air comes out, this thing's going to rip. It's got a lot of potential.
I want to be there to see that. Thank you, mate.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
Back to not too far away from maybe car up as well. So there you go. A walk up and down the pit area we heard from the majority of the funny car teams. We heard from all of our remaining fuel teams. A reminder that Steve Reed unfortunately had to draw up in the opening round race tonight after being asked to buy last remaining wiring loop on that car. So we'll hopefully get him back out at the next event as well. So as it stands at the moment, we run through the order and then we're going to have the A final tonight. It's going to be all wrapped up.
ฝั่งนู้นน่ะยังนั่งอยู่อ่ะที่จ๋านั่งอยู่เจ้าแกยังนั่งอยู่กันเนี่ยสาดอยู่เลยไม่
Requires a stopwatch. Let's face it, that's how you judge performance. Every driver or rider wants to be the best and the fastest at what they do. But when it comes to measuring races in drag racing, that's next level. Drag racing is run over 3 distances, 1/8 mile or 200 metres. Top fuel races to 1,000 foot or 300 metres. And of course, there's the additional 1/4 mile or 400 metres. Each section of the track has timing bands that measure how quickly the vehicle covers that distance from the start line. Speed is also measured in 3 speed tracks at the half track or the 660-foot mark, 1,000 foot and the 1/4 mile. Additionally, timing points are also placed at 60 foot and 330 foot from the start line. These are crucial timing points that allow shooters to understand how the car or bike is performing as it makes its way down the track. All drag races begin here on the start line. As the car or bike rolls forward, they approach 2 beams that trigger globes on the start of the start lines, known as the Christmas tree. When the wheels break the first beam, the pre-stage light comes on. That warns the racer that they are very close to the start line, 6 inches or 15 centimetres to be exact. When they roll forward and the second light pops on, the car is then staged and now on the start line ready to race. A driver can roll forward and lose the pre-stage light. That's known as deep stage. But once the start sequence is triggered and the lights begin to roll, if the driver goes too soon and leaves the start line beam, it's called a red light. And unless on a solo pass, they lose the race.
Here we go, round 1, pass number 1. Oh, red light! Chivalrous, a red light!
One misconception about drag racing is that when the light goes green, the timers start. That's not true. A timer does measure how quickly the driver reacts to the green light. That's called a reaction time. But the time for the race doesn't begin until after the car leaves the start line. So a slow reaction time might cost you the race win because it gave your opponent a head start, but it won't affect how quickly you cover the racetrack.
Hi, I'm Tommy Johnson Jr., a Nitro Funny Car driver from the U.S. We'll give you a quick walk around a Nitro Funny Car so you can understand what we're doing out here this weekend. 11,000 horsepower, you need to see how that works. First of all, in the front, you got a fuel tank. 20 gallons of nitromethane fuel to run 90% nitromethane with a mixture of 10% methanol alcohol. Here's the oil tank. There's a dry sump system on it. So some of the oil's in the engine, most of it's stored in the tank, it circulates it through. Walk on back. This is the control box for everything. This is where the brains of the car are. Everything we do goes off in this box and it goes down the track. There's timers and valves and systems in here. Everything is preset before the run. When I hit the throttle wide open, it tells all these timers what to do and when to do it. And that's what accelerates this car down the racetrack. Move on back, we got a fuel pump. 108 to 10 gallons of nitromethane being pumped through this engine going down the racetrack. Supercharged, we got a 1471 supercharger on top, belt driven off the crankshaft. Heavy style engine with the 2 spark plugs per cylinder with 2 magnetos, 2 ignition systems, putting so much fuel in these cars, you have to have 2 ignition systems to light it all. Then you move on back to the back of the car. This is where it all happens. You take 11,000 horsepower, how do you get it to the ground? Through this clutch. That's a 6-disc clutch. There's 6 clutch discs in here, and if we go down the track, we engage more and more clutch into it to keep those tires hooked to the ground. We slip it until we can give it all the clutch. At around 2.5 seconds, it's 1-to-1 and pulling as hard as you can believe. There's no transmission. We have a forward reverse. Dry shaft runs right between your legs, and there is my office right here. Steering wheel, brakes. This is the fuel shop. Turn it on, make it run, pull it forward, shut it off. You got a throttle on the right, clutch on the left, and all that dry shaft and power is running right between your legs, going to these huge Goodyear slicks back here. It keeps it hooked up to the track. When you get all done with this, you put the body, carbon fiber body on it. This weekend, we're going to run a Toyota Camry body. We got Mustangs out here, everything. They're going head to head, but it's all of this, what's under that body that makes these things tick.
Sydney 3 or 4 weeks ago. Sydney's easy for the team. We're 15 minutes from the track. We load everything, we go there. Unfortunately, due to the rain out, we got to get home early, so the boys actually all went back to the shop. So 2.5 weeks, we service everything. The boys are there every Tuesday night, and Saturday. Plus Bruce and I do a few extra hours. We have Daniel, he's full time on the car. He will get everything ready for the boys to bolt together and service as much as he can. So then when the crew turn up on the Tuesday or the Saturday, it's a matter of them just assembling everything, checking everything, getting it ready for here. We'll get it all loaded, packed, ready. And then Dave left last Saturday, arrived here Wednesday night. And then Bruce and I, Kim, my brother's wife, Julie, my wife, we fly in a day early. We'll start to get all this set up and get it organised. The girls will go to Costco, get all the supplies that need to feed nearly 20 people. It's not like if we're racing in Queensland where we can load the truck with food, drinks, everything we need before. It's too long across the Nullarbor. You've also got to remember that there's a lot of cost in diesel as well to get us over here, accommodation, food, things like that. And then secondary to that is we have to allow for 38 to 40 people on Sunday from Hydralink, Valvoline, McDonald's, all our wonderful corporate partners and supporters that allow us to do this as a team. We've got to entertain them in this area, and I have to do pit tours and things like that. So, and it's a really good, again, it's a unique sport compared to everywhere else in the world. NASCAR, you can't get in the car, but for us, that is the selling point of drag racing. You are up close, you've got access to me, access to my crew.
Last year, Element Drive got in line with the crowd of that. You must have some great memories of it.
I do. Last year was scary. I knew I was close to centre line. I was racing my mate Pete. I think that's why he's not here this time. I just realised that you can't compete with me. And yeah, no, it's, last year was good. It was really good. We got the winners. Always good when you get a win. 5 quality cars here that can all win. And it's so competitive and so tight. But yeah, I have good memories here. I've always had a good time here. I won the first 3 years, ever raced here. First time was my first ever win. Second time I won on a whole shot, which is every driver's dream. Third time we dominated. We were running probably half a second faster than anybody on that day. So yeah, it's a happy hunting ground for me here.
The tension is building and we are not too far away from our Aeroflow National Sportsman Championship Drag Racing Finals.
And that is exactly true, Wade. And we are moving straight into the actual final. So the Aeroflow finals, it will be tough, it will be hard fought, they've done all the hard work.
So we do have a long list of sponsors though, Terry. Of course, Aeroflow is sponsoring our National Sportsman Championship category. So of course they do have over 11,000 quality products in their range. They have their catalogue available here this weekend in the truck. I'm sure you can get to their website. Since 2010, Aeroflow Performance Products have grown to design and manufacture close to 11,000 exceptional quality products, fittings and hoses. Got air and oil filters, silicone hoses, fabricated tanks, they've got turbos, they've got the lot, Terry. top of that, we do have all of our upcoming exciting NDRC events. The Western Nationals is one of those. So
yes,
Perth Motorplex.
Mate, yeah, you can feed your need for speed. They are the fastest cars on the planet, and they will be rocking the Perth Motorplex for the electrical group training Western Nationals on the Labor Day long weekend, March 1 and 2. You've got to get your nitro on with the NDRC Top Fuel Kings of drag racing, plus the best of the best with Door Slammer, Top Fuel motorcycles, and so much more over 2 huge days. So bring the family to see Top Fuel, the EGT Western Nationals. Grab your Top Fuel tickets, motorplex.com.au.
That'll be exciting, Terry, but we don't have to wait till the 1st and 2nd of March for that to bring us excitement. We have excitement right here, right now. It is the finals for all of our Aerofly Nationals Championship Series.
Be still our beating heart. This is it. We have first up. See the boys, we've been calling them for the 2 days. We've gone through qualifying. We are now into the pointy end of the evening, and it is going to get very tense. Smack on his dial with a 1090 with a 2 on a 1090. Troy Hutton a 1082 on a 1081, but an identical reaction time. How unbelievable is that for your first final? Has that set the pattern for the rest of the evening?
You are kidding, Terry. That is that's a final for the ages. As we have a look at the gear inch replay, they were eyeballing it. You look at Troy Hutton, he's looking over saying, "Where's Josh Fletcher?" Josh Fletcher's looking over going, "Hey, what are you celebrating with tonight?" I don't know. It doesn't matter. We're going to cross the finish line together anyway. And look at this. The moment across the finish line, they pulled the identical reaction times.
Oh, look at that. You could run an envelope in between those two. That was sensational from Troy and Josh. Well done to Josh. I can't wait to hear what the guys are going to say later on. Sit down, Terry. Calm down. We now move into our final real streak with Dale Samuelson with a 1265 dial-in. Paul Nielsen with an 1170. So all with the quicker of the cars will chase down Dale. That is not going to be a mean feat, is it? Paul Nielsen having to chase down Samuelson, who has been in a purple patch.
A bit of Aussie with the Falcon, the Commodore, or the Caprice down on the line there. Ready to rock and roll. Just waiting for Paul now. Both have been successful. Doesn't matter what the ETs are, but we'll pull them out anyway. A 1274 and a 1265 for Dale. Paul Nelson, Paul goes an 1170 on an 1170. But left it all on the tree. We're going to cross down to Mark.
Yeah, how you going? We've got the finalists from the Super Street bracket. We've got our local fire brigade to give the runner-up the winter trophies. Runner-up Troy Hutton. And winner, Josh Fletcher.
Oh, they've been talking about that one for a while. What do they know? They have a good reaction times. What if they know that yet?
I don't know. I think Josh is just trophy press later on. But you can see we just had a winner, obviously, with Dale Samuelson in Real Street. And look, he's had some good successes over last year, and he's just brought those good successes straight into this year. So let's have a little look. We've got...
And the winner of Real Street, Dale Samuelson.
Oh, look at that. Those guys, Dale Samuelson looks pretty happy. I tell you what, we still are trying to do it, Jess. I took a photo shot of that because that is something that is super impressive. Now we talk about super impressive, now we're going into the junior drag bikes. We've got James Loday with an 11:30 on the B junior drag bike, and he is up against the toughest junior drag bike competitor with the number one line under his dial in 11.92. Got a fair line under his dial as well, but an 8.83 on an 8.60. That is a sensational way to finish the race. She has been probably, without a doubt, the best junior drag bike racer here this weekend. So well done, Lillian. You've got that number 1 on the side of your bike for a reason, and you've just proved it today. Well done.
Yeah, you can see the smile under that helmet. She was fist pumping after she crossed the finish line there on put out 7+ stream. So she's going to have a new trophy to celebrate it.
Fist pump, nice work, Lillian. I love it. I've enjoyed that. I'm still coming over that junior drag on. A junior drag race. It's just like those statistics. If you're a drag racer, that was very well. That was good. Well done. Oh, beautiful. Red light. Under the dial. Lillian said I'm just going to crash it on down. Here we go. The bike Salika. Snake transport one. Bike Salika. Launch into off the line very well, and it just something was amiss. And a 9.35 and an 8.65 is not what we were expecting. But I tell you what, Wayne Hyatt in that mighty Salika, he's worked hard all weekend, and he has got his just dessert, and he is going to take home that gold Christmas tree for Wayne Hyatt. Well done.
Certainly didn't see it happening for Matthew Barron. See Wayne Hyatt. That's Salika there coming to a halt. I'm sure as soon as he gets the news, he'll be a very, very happy man.
Who puts a 427 in a Salika?
Do you reckon they would have sold more of them?
I reckon they would have sold at least one extra one, because, you know, but it looks so much better with a 427, I can tell you. So you can see the guys coming out to our next category. Got a thumbs up there. Is that cheeky? They reckon a bit cheeky giving a thumbs up to the camera.
They're cool cats in modified bike, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
There we go, another one.
Modified bike. They'll tell you how good they are. I love it. From Heavy Duty Magazine, Sean Ricketts on the Kawasaki 962. Moto Switch Kawasaki. So once style of Phil White does like to pick the front wheel up, has the right leg out as a counterbalance. Quite a few of the riders here at the drags do actually use that kind of style. Sean Ricketts, he's got the long swing up. He'll just he'll crouch down, he'll be down there, hunched over that bike, and he'll just get that bike out of there. But Bill White, more upright, more of a street style bike. Let's see what happens. 9.25 to 9.62, almost heads up. This is your final. And a 9.46 on a 9.45 with a 0.29. Sean Ricketts, that is good. Nice work. So let's go down and have a look at Mr. Mark Allen. Guys, thumbs up. How you doing down there, Mark?
Mate, I've got the finalists from Super Sedan. Runner-up, Matty Barrett. And the winner for Super Sedan, Wayne Hyde.
Yeah, that is absolutely fantastic. Well done to those two gentlemen. Fantastic. We'll see them later at the official trophy press. That was fantastic to see. Good racing. And it's good to see Mark down there, like giving out the trophies and earning his keep, you would say. But no, it's good to have a racer down there such as Mark giving out the trophies. Really good. He's been giving us some good insight into the chatting to the racing as well. Really nice.
Yeah, I don't know if Mark likes giving them out though.
Yeah, captain. Well, he has got a few of his own, so it's like. But now we are moving into Marty's modified, and.
Goes a 9.31 and a 9.30. Liesl Gowers goes an 8.61 to the 7th on an 8.60. So as far as their respective ETs goes, they were actually identical. But the better of the light goes to Lucas Holt, and we'll cross over to Mark Allen once again in the deep end.
And with that modified bike finalist, runner-up, Bill White. And a winner for modified bike, Sean Ricketts.
Can I be honest? Look at the boys getting each other a shake of the hand. Nice work to see those two lads here in the line. They don't even get off their bike. That's how luxurious it says on the bike. The commentator has to go to them. 7:31 and a 7:32 for Maxwell, and an 8:38 for 8:39. So Craig Chapman, sadly, that Neil Maxwell will get the win. So let's have a little look. We're going to have a chat to Mark. And Sue, have you got down there? Which winners and runner-up have you got, my man?
I've got our modified finalists here. Liesl Gauss, runner-up. And the winner, Lucas Holt.
Look at that. Both of those two have held those sort of trophies before. You can tell the way they actually knew the stance. It's like they're at a beauty competition or something. It's like, yeah, how good are they? That was well done. Well drilled. Well drilled. Well done, Lisa. Well done. Well done, Lucas. Nice work. And we just saw Craig Chapman and Neil Maxwell go through to that final and have a look at that thing. So it was nice to see the both under the dial-ins, and it had to do some work. Neil Maxwell at 006 in the precise automatic 28 of the finish. But Wade, when we talk about what are we going to have now?
I had to start giving extreme box. So crank it up on 2 wheels. We're just going to throw some power at it and say, hey, guess what, boys? Hold on tight.
And I'll tell you what, you will watch these blue flames flick out of these bikes.
And for Matt Wilson, he goes a 7:59 at 180 miles per hour. So that tells me that Nathan Nelson could have run a lot quicker than that there.
Yeah, how good was that? That was a tidy, nice final. Nathan Nelson, he's pulled out all the cards and he said he's laid them all out on the table and he's done well. So good work. Let's go down and have a look at, let's see, Mark, how are you going there, Mr. Allen?
I've got our top sportsman finalist, runner-up, Craig Chapman. And the winner, Neil Maxwell.
Big shout out to our fireys for giving away the trophies down there. They've slogged hard all weekend from qualifying yesterday through to race day today in these hot conditions.
And it looked like, seriously, like Neil was just ready to have a beer. He said, look, I've had enough of this racing today. He said, I'm ready. So that was good to see with Nelson and Nathan Nelson. We'll see you with Matty Wilson now with Mark in a moment. Next finalist.
So we'll stay with 2 wheels. We'll be moving into comp bike. And can you believe do we still call him a rookie, Terry, when he's won a couple of finals here local? A Vinortar on the B Street bike. He's made the final. It's a heads-up race. So first across the finish line wins. It's as simple as that in performance.
Something, I don't know what it is. But have a look at that. So Wally does not, he's not worrying too much. So that is going from what it was supposed to be a tough heads up 9:15, both on the same B Street bike IHR record, to what turned out to be, there it is. What is that on the track? Is that his seat? Is that the back?
Looks like a fender.
It's a rear fairing. Look at that.
Oh, it is.
Mate, that'll be on the marketplace in about half an hour's time if you want to jump on that. So let's go down and have a chat to Mark Allen.
Yeah, how you going, Terry? We've got the winner runner-up for Extreme Bike. Runner-up, Matt Wilson. And winner, Paul Nielsen. Nathan Nielsen.
Are they brothers?
go, those two look like they weren't ready to win anything. Well, I know this will go for a Sunday afternoon. Maybe they'll go for an Australia Day ride later on tonight, or maybe tomorrow morning up to the mountains somewhere and grab a latte.
Where are we going now? Man Tamarine sound good to you?
All I know is Wade, because anything to do with those two lads, it'll be fast.
Yeah.
We're going to go up to Tamborine Mountain and we're going to get there in 20 minutes. That was good. Wally and LV, I'll tell you what, they had a good time as well. We'll get to see those two boys very, very shortly as well. What a comedy of errors it was for Wally and LV. But that means that we are now moving into our Super Comp finalists, which will be Warren Allen and Nicholas Galea.
Yeah, should be exciting, Terry. It'll be the you can see there what the summit, the mansion, sort of like little solutions. Altered 7+3. This re-invention with drag stuff, re-invention drag stuff. So we've got a re-invention drag stuff against an altered. So two different types of getting down the track. They're different classes respectively for our performance bracket. But really been impressed. I think we'll have been by Nicholas Galea this weekend. Obviously, it's still got plenty of potential, but he's found it this weekend.
He's gone under in 720. But Warren Allen, bang, bang, boom, 174 miles an hour. Even Nick Galea with 186 in the top end. But Warren Allen, how far under is he gone, mate?
Yeah, that's it. The reaction time for Warren there at 0.17. It was sharp, and at the end of the day, that's probably gone a long way to giving him that win. Nick just wasn't quite on it for the on the tree in the final. The 106 would have cost him. Still though, under the national record, that's impressive.
Yeah, and it is. And look, Warren Allen, he's brought the light vehicle solution all together. He's done everything right all weekend, and there he is. Even getting gold. So I think that will be a series and then a ball. Let's make it that. for Pete Lay. They have both gone right on their dial-ins, but Billy's got it with a 0.56 line. Mark Allen, who have you got down there, my man?
I'm with our winner and runner-up for Supercomp, runner-up Nick Galea. And the winner, Warren Allen.
Terry, this is ridiculous, these finals. They just keep getting better, don't they? So that was chasing hard. The funny car was trying to get the dragster for the dragster fans out there. But the rear angle there, look, the nostalgic funny cars, they look good from the rear, don't they, Terry?
Yeah, all that tyre just tucked up under the rear of that funny car. But look, Pete even got it a little bit wild there at about a third of the way down the track. Pull the double chutes, away you go, you're cool. So let's go and have a look. Let's have a chat to Mark, see what these guys, how they saw the final.
Mate, I'm with the runner-up, Pete Lane. Probably the most consistent car in Supercharged Outlaws this weekend. You didn't get the win, but it's a runner-up.
Very happy to come runner-up. Thanks to my crew, Bill, Rainbow Racing. This body we put on this car for today. Peter Lane on one side, rolling on the other, to tribute to my dad's car back in the 70s. Come runner-up in this. It's very happy.
Absolutely amazing, mate. The car looks awesome with the scrimper details on it as well. All right, the winner for Supercharged Outlaws, we've got him here. Bill Fletcher.
Hold it, Hank.
It's my birthday this week. What a way to finish the birthday. Thanks to everybody, all my crew, my wife, Shira and Max here helping us today. Fantastic final. Pete's been really on the go all weekend, so to come home with this tonight is great. And then to look, Josh Big in Silver Street. Wow, what a weekend, what a birthday. Legend.
Before you go, Bill, you beat up all the young guys today. How old are you now, Bill?
70.
That is incredible. A win in Supercharged Outlaws. You're talking nearly 400 kilometers an hour at 70 years old. Way to go, Bill Fletcher.
Mark, Terry, isn't that fantastic? Everyone gets to celebrate for his birthday.
I think it's fantastic, mate. Absolutely good. So good to see you. The jubilation down there. Thank you, Mark Allen. We're going to go to a little break. We'll be back very shortly with a quick Nitro Cars, ladies and gents. Sit down, stand up, whatever you're going to do. Get ready.
Let's
have a look at this quick little video I prepared earlier. It should help you decide.
because he picked up a win light as well, so a huge upset taking down the championship leader Phil Reed in the Hydrolink Cup. Unfortunately though, there were plenty of problems with the fireball for Steve Reed and a lot of work to do for that team to get it back for the next one. Early shutter for Damien Harris. He said he felt a little quiver in his back. He knew that the tyre smoke was coming and he was off that car in a flash. Cat-like reflexes to round out that opening round of racing. We're really looking forward to this second round because we're expecting some quick times. It delivered, but not early on for Pete Chibris.
These guys changed an engine before that round as well, and it sounded like a tractor leaving the start line during that round. He was meant to meet Steve Reed, of course, with Reed sustaining that damage. He missed out on this one, and for Chibris, he got away, but has heard where he ended up tonight in our final round.
Then Jim Reed racing back again, and this was a strong run, 4.1 seconds. Drove through a little bit of tyre shake, did hurt the head gasket on the left-hand side of that motor. Tiny bit of damage to the cylinder head to go with it, but great to see that car get down the racetrack, but not as good as the race that wrapped up the session. How about this side-by-side Rapasada pass? A red light for Wayne Newby, handing the win to his teammate, but a 381 was very, very strong in the other lane for Damien Harris.
And the Coups made their way out for their first round of competition on 1,000 feet, and as we saw, a pick up where they left off from the Adelaide round at the Spring Nationals.
Yeah, teammates there, Morris McMillan getting round one honours over his teammate. That'll be a rematch in the final. Justin Walsh with this pass after Chris Stepanovic unfortunately had to shut down on the start line. That car threw the blower belt off it and unfortunately would not come back out for the second run after a small fuel leak that they'd noticed in the fire, which left a couple of solo runs in round two of Funny Car. And just like we saw in that opening run, another strong one.
Early shut off, maybe say 20-30 metres from the finish line in that solo pass, and then Josh Lee come out on the opposite side to rate 4.091. He'll get lane choice for his A final later tonight. Let's go downstairs. Here's Rob Oberg.
Hasn't been the best couple of days. Unbelievable, the force of that thing, and we'll never beat it. But yeah, so the bend was such a good event for you. You get here, and that's the nature of top fuel, isn't it?
Well, it is, because you leave a race meeting thinking you live in the penthouse, and you get to the next event and realise you live in the basement. So it's just it's all worse. Yeah. It's just the nature of the sport. I mean, the competition is just too good, and you have to be on your game. I mean, I know it's a cliche A game and all that crap, but you have to be.
มาแล้วไอ้เนี่ยที่เสียงดังอ่ะ
Because the guys behind are ready to get you. I'm happy to chase those. I'm happy that we're in front for a change, because the rappers have been serving up a platter of foul-tasting sandwiches for about 2 years. So at the moment we get to butter the bread and make the sandwiches. So hopefully that continues.
Well, the reality is that everyone struggled through until the two Rapasada cars ran those 380s in that last round. First thing that Santo Rapasada said to me, he said, yeah, they got on top of it, but you watch the other guys, they're going to do it in the next round.
Well, I hope I fulfil his dream. That'd be lovely. Yeah, it's just been a struggle all day. The conditions aren't anything like we had in Adelaide. I mean, the water grains are terrible. So, but it's southeast Queensland. It's beautiful one day and humid the next.
Until the Winter Nationals, great air then, and I imagine you can't wait to come back for that one.
Yeah, no, the winters is always special because the conditions are killer.
Okay, good luck, Bruce, because we're about to fire them up.
Nice work, Rob Oberg. Cool to have him down there on the start line. Yeah, he's got his own fan club down there. Well Mighty as well, famous voice here from Willowbank, and has been there for a lot of those big moments at the Winter Nationals. Here we go then. We've got the B final lined up. Premier High Racing, Pete Chibris. It has been an ugly night for them, and they've done so much testing and put so much effort and resource into this event. So a shame that it hasn't been going their way, but a chance to resurrect a trophy And Pete Chibris probably would have been thinking after the night he's had so far that he'd be in any opportunity to be taking any kind of silverware home. As for Phil Reid, one thing that did catch my eye in the lead up to this event, obviously those amazing times that we saw from the bend, and his exact words were, it's about time we took some trophies home from Queensland. Well, it might not be the winner's trophy, but there's a chance that he get inside the top 3.
And they're waiting for this team to fire the Premier High Newlon car. When you come into the weekend, these guys had had more laps than anybody on this freshly resurfaced Willowbank Raceway, but it hasn't turned out to be the weekend that they expected. However, this has been one of those new rivalries that have been building since the NDRC was formed. 11 times. It's the 11th time they've met in just the last 3 years. Chibris beat Reid to get his first ever win in this series back in 2023. That was a long time ago. A lot of races have gone down since then. Strong run both sides. That car of Chibris looked to have its nose ahead at half track, but then Phil Reid ran that car down nicely. 270 miles per hour to half track for Phil Reid. So that car was absolutely hauling. Early shut off, which is why it didn't have that big mile per hour. But looked clean as well, just to make it even better. Didn't look like it hurt itself. He'd been talking of a small vibration in that car, and they did go for that engine change, that new motor working just fine. He ran about the same time last night. His 60-foot time was 8:33 last night, 8:42 this time. But the win going to Phil Reid, and finally they get a 3.9 run here at Willowbank. The Hyperlink team salvage a good result from a tough day.
Tough week. Pretty true. They were very close to not even making it to this race. You can tell the size there now. Even right down in this Willowbank crowd showing no appreciation as they roll on down. That new radio system that they've got plugged into the building. They're able to unplug that. There we go. A lot of race car drivers will see in circuit racing to get to do that. Of course, that two-way communication making its way into top field. Color climber up, undoing those straps that link beneath it. Third place tonight. Phil Reid getting the job done. Let's hear from him with Mark.
Phil Reid, you saved the best for last. 393. You got the win of the big final.
Thank you. I bumped it on a bit early. I think it's had a similar round with you, but yeah. And burnt the big final. Just we've had issues all day, but we changed motors and I think that killed it. So it's clean. It didn't bang, didn't torch any heads. So I think we should have changed that block after qualifying. But it is what it is. You know, thank you for all the crowd for sticking around in this atrocious heat. but that's Queensland. Perfect one day, sunny the next, and never hotter than burn. So, but yeah, Tigerlink, all my great sponsors, Tigerlink, Valvoline, McDonald's, Snap-on Tools, of course, FX Food Workwear, my daughter at home, Marissa, that one's for you. You should come here more. To the Health and Family, thank you for them. But yeah, and took my crew under my brother. Had his appendix out on Wednesday, and there wasn't any doubt we're going to run, but we did. We're glad we did. You know, couldn't make the A final, but hats off to the Rappersada boys. They certainly bounced back after their Toronto weekend at the band. To Andy and Nathan, you, Chad.
The door was slightly ajar, but man, that was a wild ride for McMillan through the deep end. Let's check this out again. It just started to walk and walk and walk. Had it been a quarter-mile race, he probably would have been DQ'd, but I think he saved it 1,000. Straight away from the hit of the throttle, that car wanted to go right. He was fighting it the whole way down. And there's the finish there. Yeah, so he's good.
Would have got it the old days, you're right. Looking from the rear shot on the gear wrench replay.
Oh, this is the perfect angle for a matty.
So watch the car on the right-hand side, McMillan picking up his second win in X-Pro Funny Cars, and it would have just rubbed, it would have actually got the beans. 1,000 feet racing has saved the day for McMillan.
How cool was that last shot? Just watching them in slow motion, burning down the racetrack. Visible difference at the start line. Morris McMillan wins the A final. He's down the other end, getting out of the race car. There's John's on screen right now. Crowd here at Willowbank cheering on the crews on their way down as well. Great night's racing between the two teammates. We're down to first and second. Importantly, McMillan gets some points back on him. Although, I'm wondering who took the mile an hour points as well. It might still just have been settled yesterday in qualifying. Exciting stuff. Let's hear from our finalists.
I've just got both finalists here. I'll bring them back over into the middle of both cars because neither of them know who actually won. So I'm going to reveal it on air to them.
Always fun.
You did 1,000 feet.
So we've got Morris, we've got Josh. Neither of you know who won. All right, it was a 404 to a 412. Morris got the win.
out of it. And then as soon as I seen Josh come past me to break here, and I was like, I got no idea who's won this thing at all. Because he was still flying and I'm bloody trying to keep the thing in my lane. It was all sorts of ugly, but Rocket and Aeroflow, GC and Windy, from me, Josh, the whole bloke. We have the best team in drag racing. There's no two ways about it. So proud to represent the brand and Rocket, Aeroflow, everyone. Just thank you very much. And this is a team win, this one.
Josh, mate, runner up here. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. That's just unreal to do it beside my mate. Like, it's so cool that we're out here doing this as a team. We keep saying it, but we really mean it. It's one team, one brand. I just can't thank Aeroflow Performance, Rocket Industries, Time, and Geezer's Wholesale enough. Morris, he's just fabulous. He really is. GC Wendy for giving me this opportunity. It's unreal. All the teams just smash out a huge day today. I can't thank enough.
Absolutely. Fantastic scenes here in the braking area. Best mates. Winner runner up.
And now the welcome party's back down there too. Yeah, great teammates, and they're right. These two work tirelessly on this. Not just these two cars. There's a handful down there in the Rocket Industries team now.
Yeah, and that's a big result for them to be first and second in the championship and taking home a 1-2 result here today as well. And a really strong run from Morris McMillan. 0.72 to the tree, 0.892 to the 60-point marker. Celebrations begin down there. 3. circumstances.
Well, we've got this chance. Here's our Willowbank officials who've worked day and night the last 2 nights. And Walsh, animated here, as he stands out looking at the start line. They push the Hunt's Paint Supplies car back whilst the Panovich's car's being taken down out of harm's way and into the deep end of this Willowbank Raceway.
And the irony here was it was these 2 cars in the first round, and Stepanovich did a really good job at trying to get that car off in time for Walsh to make his run, and didn't impede Justin Walsh's car from making that run in round 1. You can understand from Walsh's point of view why he's so fired up right now. Yeah, going straight over to the Stepanovich crew to express his displeasure. So not the way that we wanted to see their evening come to a halt. You could hear that car with the RPM was just screaming its head off. They'll assess whether or not that car is in any state to potentially throw a bit more fuel in it and go again. But that clutch be that hot right now that there's probably a few factors working against it.
It's not a case of just putting fuel in and going again.
Yeah,
the Hunt's Paint Supply team.
Yeah, the Valvoline team pleading their case and trying to apologise, but you're in a hiding to nothing when you're Justin Walsh down there chatting with Andy Lopez from the NDRC for the rest of the crew.
He has a fantastic way of calming the situation.
He does. There's plenty of experience at it through Summon Acts, all the amazing things that he's a part of. And yeah, you can certainly understand why Justin would be so fired up. You can imagine the mental state you have to get yourself into to drive a Nitro Funny Car, and how hyped up you must have to be at that point.
Well, he's thinking for the team too. They've just spent the last 2 hours rectifying the issue that put him out of making the round 2 start, and now to not get a lap down here to finish the night. Let's go to Mark Allen.
We're here with Chris Stepanovich in the braking area. What has actually happened? Do you know what's happened with the funny car?
Apologies, Justin and crew guys, that wasn't foreseen. It just started loading up on the clutch bad, and I was hoping, praying it was going to come through. I just couldn't hold him anymore, and the safest thing was just get it away from everyone.
The chutes actually came out. Did you pull the chute yourself?
Yeah, did pull the end of the promotion and all that kind of stuff that we could have in the cars. Again, apologies, Justin and Airflow guys and Hearts guys here.
Well, this is not the way I wanted to interview the Valvoline Funny Car team. We'll look at the positives for the weekend. It sounded pretty strong in the burnouts, and there were some promising signs from you guys.
Yeah, look, it goes forwards, reverse, and all that sort of stuff. There's a lot of work to be done, and unfortunately we have to walk away and do some serious homework before we turn up to events like this. It's just not on.
All right, we'll see you next time. Chris, good luck for them.
Nice work, Mark. He's soul searching for that team, and a very honest appraisal from Chris as well. You don't want to be in that scenario as a racer, I imagine, as well, Matt, where you're holding up someone else's evening like that, knowing the money and the time and the effort that goes into these cars. And I wonder if they had that small issue earlier in the night with the lay box on that car, which was causing a little electrical gremlin, and I wonder if that's come back and reared its ugly head. This is the reaction from Justin. Straight out, went looking for the other lane. Very unimpressed at that point.
Yeah, just displayed his unhappiness at what happened there, but they gave enough time. It wasn't like they made a kill decision straight away as soon as Stepanovich cruised away. They gave enough time to get that car pushed away at the end, but sadly, the car is pushed right behind the control line. We look down at our A final. Let's get the momentum back up.
Yeah,
we're looking
good
at
idea
here that's potentially another side-by-side 3.8 second pass coming up.
Well, what we do have ahead of us now is one last pass tonight and the potential for some fireworks. Teammates go at it. Every time we put the Rapisada boys against each other, we witness something pretty cool. We saw it at the Winter Nats, and we saw it in round 2 here tonight, side-by-side 380s. Now, it'd be very impressive if we went quicker than what we saw earlier in that second round, given that the humidity is up. Was that maxed out, that 381 that we saw earlier tonight? What a run that was. From Damien Harris and Santo Rapisada Jr. nailing the tune-up is his brother, working with Wayne Newby. Can they stop him? Now the scenario in terms of the championship, now that Phil Reed has won it, it gives him a chance of leaving Willowbank with the points lead. for Wayne Newby. He can leave Willowbank, I believe, with the points lead. He'd have to win this race, and he needs to get the bonus points for speed and ET while he's at it. So the gauntlet is laid out. It's not impossible, but he needs a bit of a Hail Mary to take the points lead away. Incredible. Talk about saving your best for last. Wild stuff. 0.026 of a second. What a way to run with it. And how about the speeds? Just under 325 miles an hour. That was worth waiting for. Incredible. Absolutely lost for words as these two were glued together at half track, and somehow Harris's car just had enough of an advantage from the start line. A .045 line beating the .093 line. Every time we put these two together, we get a show. And that was one of the best ones, and well worth the wait. 522 kilometers an hour on the Gear Race replay. Oh, cracking finish. Just like it was here in June. Let's play it again. Incredible. I thought Newby had it from looking at the times and realised the win line was in the other lane because I saw his header flames along longer and thought he was there first. A quick look to the timing screen would show otherwise. It was Harris with a 380 on the button up against a 378. What a race and what a way to finish off the New Year Nitro night. Just incredible. Rope it out the back door. Oh, confirming that tonight. 378, 324 miles an hour. That's not enough to beat over Damien Harris. They had no business doing 70s in these conditions. Incredible. Wow, Mark, that was something else.
It was a whole shot win for Damien Harris. A 380 defeats a 378 from Wayne Newby. Coming Wayne? You got the win, Harris, David?
Yeah, thank you to Episode family for all the love and support. Thank you to David Ross.
รอบก่อนมันนะวันนี้
Thanks, Wayne. It's just so,
Killer race, man. Like we're here in Eric, so can't be happy for Sam on the team, so thanks guys. Let's go to the next race. There you have it. Rapasada versus Rapasada in the final. It was a whole shot win. Well, you didn't think we'd see 370s this weekend.
รอบก่อนมันนะวันเนาะ
Wow.
รอบก่อน
expected to see the whole shot win coming. Funny Car, not at the top field. 380 beats at 378. One on the tree. Newbie takes low ET and top speed. Did everything to get the win line. That's the only thing stopping him from being the points leader right now is the win line.
Good start for that one. Here it is from the sheep end. Two cracking fuel cars. Cracking the whip at over 500 k's an hour. To wrap up the top fuel side of things, we have got a bit of surprise. Justin Walsh is going to run, but how can you take your eyes off that?
ถึงเวลาเก็บเกี่ยว
Oh man.
Such a big crowd here, you can't blame them, but a few of the fans have gone back to the car park. They're probably scurrying back to the fence because Justin Walsh will make a solo pass in his funny car to finish off tonight. They have not pushed that car back. And that gear engine replay was awesome. Look at the respect between both sides of the Rapid operation. The two brothers meeting up. And it's an awkward one because Tino sort of won the tuning fight. The drivers had a different side of the argument down there. With Damien doing the drive club, 4 light. And we talked about Wayne Nibby playing the mind games with the red light in round 2. I wonder if he spooked himself out of potentially pulling a light on his teammate in the final.
โอ้ลองดึงเอียร์ปลั๊กออกอ่ะโอ้โหโล่งมากเลยอ่ะ
Back again. Here at Willowbank tonight. What's the rest of the season going to be like now? They'll head to Perth where you guarantee something like this again. The perfect air conditions they'll have there on the Labor Day long weekend. Damien Harris turns a tough weekend around the Sprint Nationals into his 5th victory.
Just running through those numbers again. Wayne Newby gets low ET with a 378 against Damien Harris's 380. That is low ET for the event, and the speed goes with it. 324.5 miles per hour, top speed of the event coming in the final for Wayne Newby. So Newby gets both low ET and top speed to go with his 8 final loss points. So that's going to make it a very tight championship.
The only thing he didn't pitch was the reaction time. It's still
Very close.
Damien Harris is waving 0.45. So that wraps up top fuel. We're just giving the tanker top up for Justin Walsh before he fires up our final pass of the night here at New Year Nitro Willowbank Raceway. We're stoked that you've come along. Hope you enjoyed the coverage on 7 Plus across this afternoon and into Sunday evening. These guys will celebrate well and truly. They've deserved it. Been a big night repairing the canopy car overnight.
Yeah, wouldn't it have just topped the night off after yesterday's dilemma for that team and the huge job to fix that car, not just the motor, but the car itself, get back out on the racetrack. Just been able to get to that finish line first, 26 thousandths of a second the difference between the 2 teammates in a ripping top fuel final. That was absolutely worth sticking around for. It was cool. Not too far away from completing the refuel on the Justin Walsh car. They run nitro, but it's actually nitro methane, so it's a mixture between nitro and methanol. It's about a 90% nitro, 10% methanol in these cars. They do box that number up slightly depending on if you want that little bit more pop.
Knowing his team carried the spare one with it down to the start line just in case. Our 2 fuel cars get picked up from the other end. Rapisado Autosport International filling 1st and 2nd here tonight. The Australian Top Fuel Championship.
One of the coolest runs that we've seen here at Willowbank. Seeing side by side
ตัวทีมนี้บอกว่า
at the winters is cool, but it's almost more flabbergasting seeing it happen.
บอกว่าครับแล้วตัวทีมกันบอก
We
ว่า
haven't had a nighttime run here for several years now.
Thanks for watching.
This kind of air, take nothing away from just how impressive that is. That's why it's going around every single member of this team and his family, spreading the love. Damien Harris getting the job done in fine style tonight. Now back to our Funny Car B final. And the solo run tonight for Justin Walsh.
ยาว6 นาทีจะเอาลงแบบเป็นวิดีโอยาวเลย
Just for himself as well, man. Trying to get himself back in the mindset to be driving this car after the disappointment of having to get out of the thing in such a rush. Hopefully everything's right to go for a restart of this car.
Well, this team want to know too if they've rectified the drama. Really start up earlier.
I haven't made a run since about 4:30 p.m.
ไม่ได้ปิดหัว
ไม่ได้ปิดหู
Yeah, didn't break too hard. Trying to get that car turned in down there. It'd be a fine off Justin Walsh. But he got the run in, and it was pretty cool. Look at that thing searching for the middle of the racetrack before eventually butting it off. This would be a great thing. Look how much this car moves around
เขา
this
ก็บอก
track.
ว่ามีความแค้นอะแต่พอเติมน้ำมันมาในที่นี่เขาว่า
On the right-hand side of the engine before it eventually gave up the ghost. It was like a rocking horse, that thing.
คนนั้นเขาคง
Again,
แบบ
I
ยอม
get a
แพ้
feeling
แบบ
probably the blower belt that didn't quite hold on in the end. Back to that single story.
นักแข่งที่ดี
Keep the
ที่
headers
ทำ
straight
รวมมันเข้านี่หมดเลยนะ
Led over to the right-hand side. The team will be happy. It was a stressful, not the way they wanted to finish off in the B final. But they got down and get to the time. They look away, relieved. Round of applause. Here's the man at the other end of the track.
We're just with Justin Walsh, getting the helmet off here. Went through for a 4:20 laps time there. You obviously wanted to do this lap desperately. How you going? Are you happy with how the weekend finished?
Definitely not the ideal finish we wanted for a race meeting. Chris obviously had some problems there after the burnout. Look, I definitely came out of the roof after that pretty hot and wasn't real happy because the smart thing to do is shut the car off, then we could have done the run. Instead we were left idling probably for 40 seconds. We used just on 60 litres of fuel sitting there. These things are ready to grenade, you just can't do it. So yeah, I came out, I probably shouldn't have been swearing and cursing in front of the crowd, but your blood gets pumping in these things and you're just full of emotion. Nothing to say other than, yeah, it's just, I'd never do that to anyone. Hopefully it was an error that caused it. But, you know, these cars, safety's paramount. You can kill crew, you can kill people in the fan, in the stands, you can kill yourself if you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, look, definitely I'm hot under the collar at the moment. Hopefully it's a silly mechanical error, but hey, we did a lap 420. Clutch was locked up from the get-go, so it was never going to be fast, but it's cool.
I always like to look at the positives to finish off the weekend. You guys were trying some new parts with the 6-disc clutch, and I think you made some good steps forward with that as well.
Oh look, there's definitely positives. Drive the top.
Bye. Okay, see you all.